And bam, we are here.
Make sure you're speaking to the mic, everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello, everybody. This is Space City Renegades. Back at it again
I don't think this is
and
going to be hard.
again and again and again and again.
Another one.
Another one. What happened?
No, it's just super loud.
Oh,
Super duper duper loud.
loud as it. Oh, damn. That is loud. Shit.
Solid. You see where I'm at with it. Still loud as fuck.
Yeah.
I
Let me
miss
see. Because when I get close like this, it gets like really loud. But when I
Likewise.
back away just a pinch, it's all right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
We good?
If your phones aren't on silent, I would appreciate it if you do that.
Do that. The whole purpose of me getting up, because you know
Alright.
these things go off for whatever reason they decide to.
All right, we're gonna try this again.
Gentlemen,
Welcome everybody to Space City Renegades.
Back in the cockpit once again.
Back.
Stellar Travel.
Back at it.
We have a returning guest, Mr. Sage the Great, and
I don't like
our guest of the evening,
Yes, Jason, that is I.
Mr. Bailey. So tonight's topic, the hot topic button that everyone's talking about, whether we did make a good or bad trade with the WNBA for Ms. Griner. Then on top of that, we're going to delve in deeper, more into our masculinity topics with marriage. Seeing as how we're all black men here, we could all benefit from this conversation. Seeing as how that's something that's not really, how should I say,
Spoke about much.
spoken about, promoted.
Yeah.
What's
Pushed.
another word?
Pushed.
There we go.
Right.
Pushed.
Forefront.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
And,
just gonna say the word taught. It's
see-
not a knowledge because
Yeah.
it wasn't
There we
taught.
go.
Mm.
That's the key thing. It wasn't taught.
Taught.
And as for us, we still got to teach the youth because, like I say, it's something that is passed down.
And
Yes,
with me being
very
a black
true.
masculinist, we're going to focus on the husband, father, male leadership role of us all. 'cause
Yes.
There's only so much we can teach the opposite sex, but we could do so much teaching ourselves.
Yeah.
Just starting off with government. I don't know. I know where I stand upon it. I think it's like trading a tank for a water gun.
Yeah.
Because the moment that I realized that the gentleman that we traded was portrayed in the popular film Lord of War,
Yeah.
main character Nicolas Cage actually portraying Mr. Boot. Long story short, to see somebody go from just selling handguns and machetes and then working his way up to basically selling big guns. Not just in the thousands, but the tens of thousands.
AKA military artillery.
Getting
Yes.
left behind in countries.
Mhm.
Basically, it's too expensive to bring back whenever military operations are done. So whoever
Mhm.
gets a hold of them, they get to use them. Usually, the protocol would be to disable said weapons. So, like, say if they leave a tank behind, they destroy the munitions. So basically,
Mhm.
it's just a big truck with a nice cannon on the top of it. Looks very intimidating, but this time around, we basically gave somebody who I, in all honesty, believe can turn the tide around for Russia as far as this so-called Ukrainian war going on.
Yeah, and you know what? I
You
was
know-
thinking the same thing about that too. I'm like, this guy was selling arms to all kind of people. I'm like, that's the last person, especially with Russia, what they got going on right now. That is the last person that needs to be back on the street.
Selling guns to the
Yeah.
cartels,
In
his homeland.
warlords, all that.
Hey, but
They-
you know,
that's a big up for them.
Absolutely.
You know, you gotta acknowledge the fact that he didn't do nothing that our country didn't do during World War II.
You already know.
Or Vietnam, or any
Exactly.
Really,
subsequent
any
war.
time period.
Exactly. Because, you know, I sit and I think about it. It's always based on the money. Most
Mhm.
folks start selling ammunition, artillery for money. It's like taking candy from a baby. Once you realize the hustle and you got the clientele, what you go do? You go sell the fuck out your business. I just hate the fact that they use Brittany Griner as a trading option.
Because we bitched and moaned for it too much.
No, not even that. Because you got to understand, she is from the city.
H-Town, hold it down.
She from the hood.
Acres Homes.
I remember the first time I seen her dunk on somebody at the park. I was like, oh my God, this bitch just dunked on somebody. I don't even want to play anymore.
And she ticks all the boxes as far as what will we call this? The ABCs of woke. She's black. She's a woman. She's a part of the LGBT community.
Yeah. Oh, checks off all the boxes.
All the things that we kind of, I'm not gonna say we, but society push for.
Yes.
Oh, they got
So,
pulled.
so with that being said, and knowing what she was charged for, I'm glad she's free.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the situation that they used her for, they kind of tarnished her name with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel some type of way because you took somebody that I practically know from my neighborhood that made it, doing what she loved to do, and you made her a political object in a way that she shouldn't have been to begin with.
She
At
was
all.
already a political object by her own words.
Very true. Very true. But you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I don't have to acknowledge your lifestyle to acknowledge you as a human being.
Not at all.
So you know, by them actually doing that shit, it just got me like, man, what the fuck? Because now you got me in a situation to where I had to take all my personals up out of it and look at it in a political manner. And it's weird to me because you put somebody out that has nothing to do with military, tactic, none of that, and you release somebody that you consider a real threat to us.
A threat to global, like the world. This isn't just a me and you.
Hey,
This
that's what
nigga could do some shit.
That's what I mean when I say us. I'm speaking universal soul, as in the collective. Because at any given moment, you releasing this man. What if this man actually has some type of what's
Grudge?
the word I'm looking for?
He has the pull power.
You can say grudge, but I'm just gonna say vindication. Like he has a real vengeance for those who incarcerated him.
How much time did he actually serve him?
I want to say fair estimate 12 to 15 years because they got
That's
a
a long
hold.
time.
Because they got a
15.
hold of him. I want to say in 2008, and the trial took
Yeah.
a good 2 years. So 2010,
Yeah.
it's 2022. Yeah, 12 years.
Damn.
He got a lot on his chest. Oh,
What? He been.
He been balled it up like, you know what? When I get out of here, oh, y'all gonna let me free?
Man,
And that
They
like-
embraced him with open arms.
That was probably the worst trade of the last 10 years.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Possibly the worst trade. We played it. We, like you said earlier, we traded water guns for actual guns.
That's what he about to do when he get back home. He feel
Like
that loose.
what?
you think they're not welcoming with open arms? They probably do that man a big ass.
Oh,
party.
all day.
They probably what's really. Ugh, I don't know why I can't speak. What's really what I think is about to happen is not only are they going to let him free, they're going to let him work on Ukraine's ass.
That's probably
And that's
what
what
the
they
idea.
I
was
highly
to
doubt
begin
his
They fin-
connections dried up anytime.
Man, look. Oh yeah, because I still got weapons here. I didn't tell America about them over there. I had to take that lick. Oh, and then I have shit over here that they don't know about. So
He basically only served half his sentence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And think about this. He's an arms dealer, so he has to connect. It ain't like they just magically up and disappear.
Everybody
His
wants
neck is
guns and
still
bullets.
there.
still there.
War is they're in the midst of a war now. So he's even worse than anything. They
Facts.
need him more than anything. And this is
Facts.
perfect timing.
valuable
Perfect.
asset. Valuable asset.
Valuable. And the United States government just gave Ukraine some more money.
Hey.
You can't make this shit up.
Hey, hey, you can't
You
appease
can't make
everybody,
this
man.
shit up, boy.
But
You
this
can't
debt we
appease
in though,
everybody.
yeah, y'all still got
We're
money.
in a $22 trillion debt right now, but yet they just keep printing it.
That's your boy Biden with that madness, man. The madness.
It's that fiat currency.
I'm just
It only means what we need it to mean.
It's still an IOU at the end of the day.
It is. It's one big ass Ponzi scheme, but on a global level. Because guess what? If I'm America and I supply you, and you, if I fall, guess what? We all just fell.
Because
Speaking of-
remember, I gave you an IOU.
I gave you that IOU.
Speaking of currency.
So, hey, Ukraine, I know you're going through some shit right now. And I know I just gave your enemy somebody that they need. But hey, here, take this.
It's like a proxy war that we basically just allowed them to check us in.
oh yes.
I don't know if checkmate is coming for us, but I know checkmate is coming for Vladimir Zelensky and everyone else who wants to keep this going. I'm not going to sit here and act like Ukrainian government hasn't been corrupt for
Yeah.
generations now.
No, they have
I
been.
mean,
For
that's
sure.
everywhere you look, though.
Every country
because
has it, you know.
everything is corrupt. Everything. The vibration has always been off, and the goal is to keep it that way. That's why we have so many people who do not know the truth.
Yeah.
That's why we are here teaching.
This is true. But these niggas ain't learned a lesson yet. They have not learned a lesson yet.
Hard
Because if
ahead.
I'm still doing the same shit I was doing in World War I, II, Vietnam, Cold War,
Korea.
and Afghanistan, if I'm still doing the same shit, what did I learn? I learned I can get away with it.
That's pretty much it. It's like it's a big chess game. I'm just gonna send you over here to do this, and what we come up with is what we come up with.
That's it.
I'm over here really just fucking around on your property just because I can, just to get my feet wet and kick up in the sand. And then when people ask me why I'm over here, I'm just gonna feed you whatever I feel you should hear. Because at the end of the day, you're not over here. You can't say that I'm lying to you.
Nope. I just gave you niggas a military. Y'all didn't have one of those before.
What is it? Breadcrumbs? I'm gonna give you enough.
I'm gonna give you a
Here, take this, Ukraine. You'll need this.
I just go get you a little bread trail to follow.
Nah, hey,
man.
China, don't say nothing about it. Hey, Ukraine. Hey, Russia, don't say nothing. Hey, Ukraine. Hey, UE, don't say nothing. Hey, Ukraine.
No matter how many warnings you give people, if they don't take them, things happen.
Oh, you don't want our money? Oh, you don't want to mess with us? Cool. Hey, guys, they don't like us. Do something about it.
You know what to do.
You guys know what to do.
Being the big bully.
That's what we are.
The big bully.
That's what we've been.
Yep.
That's
But you
what
gotta think
we've
about it
been,
this
but
way.
now,
It's war.
how big of a bully are we? Because everybody else has the same tools that the bully has now.
But who you think still had the biggest war? America. America. No
We
matter
are the
what.
only country that can blow the entire planet up 36 times over.
Absolutely true, but everybody,
Mm,
well, not everyone's.
Who?
China's navy
Who?
is now starting to get at
Hey,
the level
man.
of our navy.
Who?
hey,
Let me
man,
know.
Just
That's a
Nobody,
Navy.
nobody wants.
What
to-
about the other three?
Hey, just because we have it, they don't have it as well, fam.
I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying
We the
if
ones
you
go
poke
initiate.
me,
we the ones
I can poke him, and get to you. I don't even have to poke
Yeah.
you directly. I can poke
Yeah.
somebody next to you and be like, hey, you see what I did to Taiwan, China?
Yep.
Don't make me do it to you.
Oh, they've
Like this
already
on this
encircled
end.
Taiwan.
And America has the biggest, like when it comes to technology on like military wise, we got it down pat. Down pat. Like our guns, our aircrafts, our carrier ships, we run that. Everybody else is still second base compared to America.
And if I'm not mistaken, we build other people's
military.
fleets.
Just talked
Think
about
about
that.
it.
Literally, we give them.
You go to Israel, to Palestine, and all that. All their advanced technology come from us.
All of it.
We selling
Yeah.
planes to them like
And some of the stuff I seen had me like, they can do what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, 'cause look, I grew up playing them computer military games like Command and Conquer, Red Alert.
Mm.
Mhm.
You remember all the super weapons they had on that motherfucker.
All they got to do is tell
Them
you the
hoes are
truth.
real, bro.
Yeah.
Them
As
hoes are
long as
real.
they tell you the truth, they can do whatever. Oh, we been had these guns. We just put it in the video game.
What is it? Karmic retribution. As long as I tell you what's going on, I don't really have to take any guilt for it.
Yeah.
Because I told
You're-
you.
you're-
I told you what was going on.
we showed you in the forefront. Look, we got this.
How many Call of Duties they done came out with?
exoskeletons.
And they come out with one every single year. They tell you what they doing.
Of course, yeah. And that's in the sense of predictive programming. They're gonna lace you up with everything. They're gonna show it in front of you, and then over time, when it does come out, you can be, you know what? I remember seeing that on TV, but you already adjusted to it.
You already
You've seen it
just
for so long. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
And
that's
then the
nothing
sad
new.
part is, by them putting it in your face, you playing it on video games, you have a real concept on how it all works. So if you
Yep.
do go to the military, those video games are set to train you to be
All day.
exactly what they need you to be.
That's what they
Because
do.
AI
the one thing I
simulation.
learned when I went into the service,
Mhm.
that's when modern warfare was at its peak. Modern Warfare 2 was the shit. Everybody was just now jumping on Call of Duty, hands on deck, all in. We was past that old mediocre stage. Nah,
Mhm.
nigga, we looking at it for real, like, yeah, nigga, this is what it's about. I'm about this shit.
Yeah, and that's why they got in trouble for it, because there's a mission in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 called No Russian.
Mhm.
You literally walk into an airport and you
tear
just
that
murder
motherfucker up. You tear that
everybody.
motherfucker up. And then the sad part is, you being an American agent, being a spy, working with them to get on the inside to infiltrate. They know who you are. So after you do this, they kill you.
Right at the end of the
And
mission.
then they blame it smooth on you like it was all you.
That's how they, bro, as long as they tell you the truth,
They can do whatever.
they can do whatever. Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Mm.
They went into the future and they was telling all this little technology that we would have in about what, the next 10, 15 years?
If it's
Mhm.
not already in our
If it's not already. So I was looking on YouTube, I want to say maybe like a couple months ago. and the United States government right now, currently, are making a force field, a radiation force field. So now I could, because they already have guns to where as long as it has a target, it's gonna hit the target.
Absolutely.
They have that shit crazy to me. So now they're coming out with force fields. These niggas is building Halo in real life. They already declassified UFOs and they gave them a new name called UAPs. So they're already trying to program us to get us ready for what's about to happen next.
All day.
Our United States government military is, I want to say, 45 to 50 years ahead of us, what we have right now in our current technology. So
Been like that.
cell phones and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that type of shit. So it's kind of crazy that we're talking about it. It started off with Brittany Griner, but it all correlates because what is the end goal here with all of this situation? Because why in the fuck would I give you an arms dealer who knows all types of shit? Why would I supply my enemy with something resourceful? What's really going on?
I seen this video on TikTok, right?
What's up?
It was these two scientists,
Mm-hmm.
and they created a weapon. I can't remember exactly what they call it, but it's like a neuro type weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You attach it to a shotgun, and whoever you shoot, you can control them.
Oh wow!
And they took this prisoner and they shot him in his leg with this shotgun with the little neurotransmitter planet attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they controlled him. Like when they uploaded it, he went into instant zombie mode.
Ooh,
And
man.
the dude literally walked into the little place to where they wanted him to go. They could see through his eyes through the monitor the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
Like a big ass game. They controlling this person. They controlled this prisoner into this empty room just to prove what kind of weapon it was. They walked this man into this little open little room, and when they hit the detonate button, it blew that motherfucker up.
Damn, scary.
And look, the words they said is, if he survived, he's free to go. The key word in this is if.
Yeah.
So for me to hear them say that and you shoot this man straight up in his leg and you see the blood splat everywhere and they like, ooh, it just go everywhere. So just do something to me. And then you control him and you can see through his eyes. So this is words they said. They said, now we have an enemy. We have one of our oppositions under control. Now we finna walk him into a room full of ops. And then they being funny, like, oh, look at me, hello everybody, And then they detonated, and you see the explosion on the screen, and shit had me like,
Wow.
what the fuck is going on in this?
What's really going on? What's really going on?
Look at it like this: when we talk about technology, think about Terminator.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Think about the robots that we have now, like Boston. What is it?
Boston Dynamics.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I see.
Bruh.
They got a like a dog or whatever.
And you know you don't have to have a license for that dog to carry a gun.
Nope.
So who to say that a hacker can get access to a computer, hack this dog, running into a crowd of people, just shooting them up? Who's going to shoot a robotic dog? Who has the gun, the capabilities to take this dog down where this dog got a whole gun on his back shooting a crowd of people?
And that's just the dog. They got other humanoids too. That's just the dog.
Think of those 30 of those dogs running loose.
Now watch this. The United States government gonna be like, hey, Boston Dynamics. Now you're getting a little too so we're gonna have to confiscate some of these dogs from you.
They
We're
won't
gonna have to
confiscate it.
take
They'll
some of this
nationalize
from
it.
you. Huh?
They'll nationalize it. That's the proper term. When you nationalize an industry, you basically put it under full government control.
Government want to use it. They have the rights to use it. If we need this for war, y'all gonna be our people. Because they're always looking for companies that can actually use their technology in a case of war. War is big money. I don't care what nobody says. War is big money.
Always been big money.
You know.
Makes me laugh at this whole green initiative because if they really wanted to so-called fix our problems, they would have hired a team of engineers to clean the water up in Flint. I think they've already done a project where they actually funded it with money where they basically made technology to where they could clean up oil spills faster and a lot better than what they do now.
Yeah.
What else is out there?
I mean, a lot of the technology we have can fix the world 10 times over.
Oh,
We just choose not to do it.
There's more money in just keeping things stationary than actually fixing the problem.
Did you guys know that Dodge back in 1998 created an electric car? Did y'all know that? And the only reason why it didn't get off the ground is because we were still giving money to big oil companies.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what it's all that. That's why they'll never fully go electric, number one. And even thinking back, what was it, 1900 something like that? In the early, they already had electric scooters, and electric cars. So this is nothing new. But you got to think about it.
That's why
The
you won't
oil
see a
company is
hydrogen
where the money is.
engine unless the government approves of it. That's why anybody who's ever made a hydrogen engine
End up dead.
What? And we
mysteriously
talked
suicide.
about the black dude. From,
Alton Sterling.
yeah.
I think that was his name.
Yeah, he
Because
committed
he was a
suicide.
part. No,
No, he got shot by that white dude who went into that store.
Oh,
that
Buffalo
guy that was at the
Yeah, and
store
they tried
shooting.
to shade that it was a mass shooting when he was really just targeting him. The shit was crazy. The
And
shit
but you know what
crazy.
they say, man, when you have an actual target to make it seem like you're not targeting somebody that's doing
These
something great,
civilians.
mass shooting.
These civilians.
you need what they like to call smoke screening. You need some type of deflection from what you're truly doing. You need to mislead folks with information by doing something that might seem misdirected when it's truly a direct incentive to what you really was doing. Never let your left know what your right hand doing. So by them going in there and shooting people up, but killing him and killing more folks as well, you make it seem like a mass shooting. But if you my target, and I already know that y'all gonna catch me for this anyway, but at the same time, you gonna slap me on the wrist. I'm gonna take as many people as I can.
Might as well, fuck it.
Why?
Yeah.
Because this is what you paid me to do.
And they have to. I mean, you think about it in this sense. If they go in and they directly kill him, the whole world is going to know, why did y'all kill him? What did he do in order for y'all to come in here to mass murder this, kill this man off?
I believe after he died, one of these little independent news sources basically dropped knowledge that he basically found a way to power his engine with water. And it's like, wait, this happened with, I want to say 2 or 3 more people before that.
2 people before him.
Yep.
Guess what?
Because when you learn how to do something to better it for the community, it goes against the ecosystem of the currency that they already have in play. It goes against the powers at hand, the powers that be. Now, prime example, I'm going to use the pharmaceuticals for example. Now, if
that's a whole nother fight.
Nah, look, it's in the same.
Talk on it.
If I get to telling you what type of plants you can use to actually brew or do whatever to make herbal medicines for yourself, from teas, lotions, grease, oils, etc., to better your body, to heal yourself. I'm a target for the simple fact I'm giving you the game on how not to use the pharmaceuticals, which were made from the same plants, but they were made with chemicals to where you will always have to come back, because the game plan is this. If I provide you a service, there has to be something to keep you coming back. I got to make it like crack to where you always fiend for it. You need it, you come back. Prime example, like my sisters was talking about their nails and stuff. Like they go to the Asian women, they use something and they shit still on their nails, and it's 2-3 months later, they can't get it off. But they do it that way to get you to come back. If I want you to be hooked on what I have, or if matter of fact, a mechanic. Some mechanics are not always honest. They will fix your car, but they will fix it just enough and unloose something else to where you have to come back.
All day long.
You spending money just to keep them in business.
Yeah.
So when you look at the big picture, as long as production is booming and we pretty much run shit, we can do what we want, and you're gonna come back regardless because you need me.
You need me now.
Oh, yeah, all day. And
It's kind of like a pimp and a hoe.
yeah.
She could walk out the door and never come back. But ain't nobody gonna take care of you like I do, bitch. Ain't nobody gonna love you like I do, bitch.
Put it in her mind. Once you- and pick
Now get back on that corner. Here, and then you gotta feed him a little bit. Here, take this.
Yeah.
Because I care about you.
But
Be
ain't it
safe.
like that with everything?
Literally.
Yeah,
Everything.
Literally.
Think about it in the
Everything.
pharmaceutical sense of it. There's no money in curing
Nope.
cancer. They can easily cure cancer with the technology that we have, but guess what? There's no money when the patients are gone. They need you to constantly come back. So
Yes.
it's better to treat you than to cure you, because once they're cured, there's no more.
There's no money in a
no
cure.
money in it. And Big Pharma has to constantly, and that's why the doctors, they talking about drug pushers on the street. Doctors are the biggest drug pushers.
Yeah, literally. So
That's why
back
whenever I met a
in
pharmaceutical major, I was like, "Oh, you want to be a legal drug dealer?" God.
That's all it is.
Literally.
That's based. Look at and ask yourself this: how many homeless people are on the streets from smoking marijuana? 0. How many homeless people are on the street from pharmaceutical drugs? They're everywhere. You look
Everywhere.
at each
The
one of these
opioids.
states.
there was
They-
actually an opioid epidemic.
Yeah, the opioids.
You try to get them
man.
off the real stuff to the pill. You're not helping the problem. You creating a bigger problem.
Creating a bigger problem. So back in 1994 or 95, there was an African-American doctor who came out with, I forgot the name of it, but it was a cure for AIDS. It was an actual cure. They got rid of him. They did something to him. You can go look this shit up. I forgot his name, but I've been seeing recent commercials about this pill. And it's a HIV pill that you take, but you have to continuously take it. They said you have to take it every day.
To the point to where it's not readable, so it's not passable, all that.
So you're technically
baklava, I think?
some shit like that. It's like, it's a little blue pill or something.
I know what you're talking about. Every time they come on, I turn my head. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah,
because
bro.
The way they promote it, it's not for people like you and me.
Yeah, keep living your life. You can keep doing what you want to do. Da 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 da. But every morning, you need to take your pill. Every month, you need to go back and get that prescription. Because remember, you do have AIDS. You have HIV. Yeah. You need to make sure you keep your pills up, guys. Stay protected out there.
But the scary part is this. If it gives you something, if they're giving you a pill, they can make it undetectable. That's simply saying you get with a chick and y'all go to the clinic to get checked. The rates are going to be so low where it's not going to be detectable on the test. And she's like, look, I'm clean. Knowing the whole time she's taking her pills daily. Yeah. What it does to us. Oh, damn, by the way, I do got HIV, but I take pills for it. You didn't know that the whole time because when you got tested with her, it showed low results. So
exactly.
That's to me, that is scary.
Very scary because now I'm walking around here thinking, oh yeah, I'm clean. I can raw dog her. I can do this. I can go over here and then, I might be bisexual, so I'm gonna go over there and do that with them too. Now,
Tuskegee Project.
What? What?
What we was talking about earlier. I have to tell you what I'm doing.
As long as I tell you the truth.
So by you giving me this pill to take every day, you're making it to where I don't actually have to tell the truth. It's a fucking lie.
Oh, all day.
It's a goddamn lie.
Because I'm not telling my partner I'm taking this bitch ass pill.
Nope.
I'm not telling nobody I'm taking this
because guess what? It's not
pill.
detectable.
Nope.
So what do I need to tell you for?
Ooh, boy, that's
some scary ass shit.
Man,
what do I tell you
gotta
for?
start going into file cap. Hold on, let me check your what's this?
Google. What's the issue? You got Brittany back. I didn't have to tell you he was an arms dealer. I really didn't have to tell y'all shit.
We didn't even have to let you know we was trading for her. We just could have been like, oh, she got released from
We could have just went and got her. We didn't have to trade shit.
They had to make it publicly.
They did that on purpose because we have to tell you the truth.
Because they both in their own right celebrities for two different things.
Two totally different.
And they are both political standpoints because she made herself a political activist and he was already a political activist because he works for the military. Mm-hmm. And you can't really say if he was working. Even if he wasn't, he's still an arms dealer, which deals with military tech weaponry. Yep. So that makes it a political thing off rip because when you're playing a game of chess, your advisors always have to give the news.
Yeah.
Your knights always push the shit, make the shit transitionary. You already got your defense. These two right now are pawns in a bigger game. Right. You know what I'm saying? They might be big sharks where they from, but right now they both a pond. They let a fish in a pond. And it's a bigger scheme of what's going on. Now, who really knows what's really going on? Why is this so irrelevant? Why is this so important? Because you threw this in my face to give me something to talk about while you hide the truth of what you're really doing.
Yeah.
Just tell me the truth.
Brittany. We want Brittany. We talk. What about Brittany? She didn't do anything wrong. We want our Brittany.
Did y'all hear what Biden has said about it? He said that he was tired of getting black women getting on him about it.
Yeah.
He said he got tired of them calling and getting in touch with him, trying to get her back. I'm like, damn.
Well, shit, if that's the case, why they just ain't legalized marijuana in all 51 states?
But she was in Russia with it, though.
Nah, it goes deeper than that because it's to the point to now they actually make a profit off of it because they do have what you like to call recreational weed. Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, you can go to certain states and you can go to the dispensaries. You can get what you want. You can smoke. It's recreational. But you bring that shit back to Texas, your ass looking at the time.
Ooh, game over.
You talking to a man who actually went to prison because I violated my probation because I was under the influence of marijuana. And then it wasn't just the first. It was the first time I actually violated my probation.
Damn, but you know they don't.
With a dirty UA. And you wanted to give me an aggravated 15, but I ended up getting 7. And then when I sit back and think about it, you talk about all the people you're going to release from the feds that have
marijuana charges.
But this is the catch. if you got a small ass marijuana charge, you're not going to the feds no fucking way. You go sit in the county somewhere and you go get released regardless. Because everybody that actually go to the feds wasn't dealing with they wasn't just consumers. Them niggas was moving pounds. You doing shit.
Weight.
You doing shit on a upscale
Yeah.
to where I have to sit you down.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, the amount that they said they was releasing for, nobody qualifies because everybody end up in the county and back on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So you pretty much told me you was going to release these people who had these charges, but they was already at home. How many people came home from that shit? That's a good fucking question.
Yeah,
Huh?
nobody
Really
pressed
good
that, though.
question.
The First
Nobody
Step
pressed that,
Act
though.
was starting to do something with that with nonviolent offenders, but I don't know. Well, I do know. Long story short, because Trump did it, they didn't like it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Everything Trump did was controversial.
For the simple
sad
fact
part
it was
is-
taking away powers and, what shall I say, political campaign talking points away from the opposing party. So if we're actually fixing the issue over here, we can't run on said issue we created.
Facts.
And it's crazy because we was on his ass. Trump had took a nice little picture with Putin. We're good now. Like he was doing shit.
They wanted to make it seem like he was putting us at risk, but
He's
I
really a
don't
businessman.
see
Biden doing it.
At all times.
I don't see a problem with making your enemy not want to kill you.
Of course not.
At all.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a businessman, what good is it to have enemies that want to kill you? You can have enemies, but at the end of the day, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if we have certain things in common that we can benefit each other from, why the fuck are we beefing? Nigga, let's figure it out. Fuck what everybody else got to say. Let's come together and let's make some shit shake. That's the mindset that I know Donald Trump to have, because he's one of the only individuals that I studied that I know went bankrupt, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and is still wealthy as fuck.
Yep.
Your key word is he's a businessman. He's not a political person.
He's a businessman.
I think
He
it
was running this bitch like a business. Like the business it is.
Every government is a business.
It's a huge corporation. That's what America is.
When you have commerce and trade, you're a business.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Everybody on this planet needs somebody for something else. So for you to so-called have tension among countries, all it does is just make more money off of conflict.
You know,
And once
they say in
conflict is out the
economics,
door,
Makes money.
supply and demand.
yep.
Now,
Because if I give Ukraine, hey Ukraine, take this.
For real.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like him? I got something
it's
for
like saying this.
Got something for you.
you.
Why were they fighting again to begin with? They want their land back, right?
Right?
That
But what makes Ukraine so important? They control all the oil and gas, right?
It's
So-
all about
they're a nexus point.
Yeah, supply and demand, right? So if you have a supply of what I actually need, and I come take that by force, I can cut off everybody else, right?
Everybody.
They gotta find
Everybody.
a reason to come in there and take what you got. They just can't come take it just because.
Oh, y'all want
They got-
Brittany?
hey,
Y'all want Brittany
That's
so
like
bad.
serving the warrant.
I got something for you.
I got something for that ass.
They
just
gotta
like
have a
them.
legitimate
Yeah.
reason to come in and take what they need. But they
You need
can't
a
just come
warrant for that.
snatch it. Oh, by the way, we got a warrant, so I can come in your home now. What you got? Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah, okay, we're gonna take this with us.
Evidence.
That's how they get you.
And half the time, that shit don't even make it to the evidence room. That should be back on the street somewhere
What?
else.
Oh yeah, bro. We just confiscated $250,000. But bro, it was like $2 million. We just confiscated $250,000.
You think none of them officers taking any
You
of that money?
miscounted.
Okay, we gonna count this and we're just gonna slide this over here because we know we ain't making that kind of money. So look, let's just put this over here and we ain't gonna talk about this, all right?
We've all seen Training Day.
Oh yeah, all day.
Not even just
I'm
training
surgical
day.
with this thing.
I forget what movie it was. I'm thinking about it right now. I can see it clear as day. But it was one of those Martin Scorsese type of films. Long story short, the cops were dirty because they were basically in touch with the mob and things of that nature. They were basically using planted people within each cell on opposite sides to basically control what was going on. So seeing as how these are the 2 big fish in the water, we're going to use these 2 to control all the smaller fish type of deal.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of movies.
Oh.
Shit
A lot of
ton.
real life stuff that's going on.
I mean,
Just besides
shit,
movies.
they did that shit in American Gangster.
There we go.
Even though we already knew what he was and what he stood for, even though he fabricated some of the story, what he did actually put out there that was accurate was the fact he was working with the law.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you up there like that, you do have a payroll. You do have to pay people to stay off your ass.
Oh yeah, them cops
That's-
gonna be on your ass.
Yeah, that is one of the
Regardless.
finest, one of the finest points when it comes down to corruption. Your job is to protect and serve. Now, if you feel like I'm doing something that is actually harmful to the people around you and myself, your job is to apprehend my ass,
All day.
right?
That is your job.
But at the same time, that is not what happens.
Nope.
If I pay you a certain amount, you'll look the other way.
Payroll, man.
When you
That's
go to
all about
court
that.
and you have lawyers, you have everybody to play a role. The more money you have, the easier it is to beat cases.
All day long.
Every day.
You put people on payroll, you can move a lot of things around.
And you made a point about that earlier. So when you said that they put you away for violating your probation, that's money for that. So I had another friend who he was in and out. He kept being in and out because he didn't have enough money to keep going to court. So not only did he have to stay clean, he had to then keep paying court fees for them not to put his ass away.
Oh man, let's not talk about that. I just had a flash.
I'm sorry. It's
cool.
It's with the
cool.
point. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
brother. I
it's
didn't mean
cool.
to. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
you just took me back to the point to where. Let me tell you how fucked up it was. I
Talk
never
on it.
told you the deep the rabbit hole goes.
Talk on it.
I went in for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. But
Mm-hmm.
when I called my charges, it was burglary and habitation with criminal episodes, 2 count of aggravated robbery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And it wasn't deadly weapon in the beginning. It was bodily harm and injuries. Meaning there is no weapon in this. You dig what I'm getting at?
They had to dig some up on you.
They taxed his ass for it.
So the way the game is played,
Mhm.
drop the burglary and habitation and the aggravated robbery. Because me being who I am, I can admit when I done some shit. I got into a fight. I prevailed. Now, with that being said, when did it become an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? Shit, I don't know. Maybe when I signed the paperwork, and then when I actually got back to Harris County, they flipped the paperwork to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now, the catch is, the whole time I was on probation, the thing that I didn't know is they had a pending aggravated robbery on my ass for the same shit that you just dropped. Now, I can't get a job because everybody that hired me,
Look at that on
See,
your
Robert.
they see that robbery and they drop me and they tell my ass before it's time for me to come in and work, don't even worry about showing up. So you telling me I got this uniform, I went on my way to buy this shit for nothing?
For nothing.
Then I got to do community service. Then I got to come up with money to pay you all this money just so you can say that I'm actually paying my restitution fees and I'm doing all the things to abide by your system.
Yep.
When I hit the penitentiary and seen Sociology 2 and they asked me what's up with this pending aggravated robbery, I'm like, what robbery? I ain't robbed nobody. I don't pull up. I ain't no jack boy. And when she told me and read out what it said, January 4th, 2011 is when they got me from Harris County, from downtown,
Mm-hmm.
and took my ass to Angleton because I was in BCDC, Brazier County Detention Center. Because I caught my case in Pearland. So, of course, I got to go to Angleton. Now, the whole time, I'm out here doing my best shit, doing my best not to run the streets, sell pills and weed, and et cetera, just to make $1. I'm actually trying. And you telling me I did all this to actually violate for you to tell me that I had a robbery pending. And then when you actually ran the shit, CC to see if I was actually telling you the truth, it came off my record. So in a sense, you played the game to put me in this box because you knew for a fact what I signed for. You knew what was going on. So why the hell is this shit still pending on my name? By you having this on my name, you practically played a game with me to lead me straight into the penal system because
Keep you in the
you had something on me that I had no idea about. I had no recollection of them holding this information over my head. I was under the influence that once you drop this shit, there's nothing to worry about because it's false. That did not happen. So with that shit hitting like it
Oh,
hit,
that shit crazy.
it made me an angry man to where I learned business very, very well by studying the inside of the penal system. I learned business by being somebody else's slave because by me being in there, I found out when you put anything in all caps, it represents a business. So if my name represents a business to you, by me being here on an aggravated charge and my father having an aggravated charge, you're not just getting a bare minimum off of me. You're getting 10 bands a day for me to hold the bed. So for me to know this shit, Imagine how angry I was to know you give me the bare minimum, but I'm bringing you all this revenue.
Like that's
Slavery.
modern. That's modern day slavery. I was telling a friend of mine. They said, "He said, how was that modern day slavery?" I said, "Think about it. Back then, you was working your ass off for nothing,
For free.
But as long as they're paying you something, you're not working for free. It can be pennies a day. Oh,
No,
he's not working for free.
Technically, wasn't it like $1 and some change, right?
It's probably less than that.
Mm.
And think about it, they're getting the same. Okay, say you got construction workers, not gonna put like the guys that's cleaning up the side of the road. They're
Uh-huh.
getting paid pennies on the dollar versus you getting somebody $15 an hour to do the exact same job.
Yep.
Think about how much money your corporation's making per year, paying these dudes penny on the dollars versus you paying all these other people top dollar.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the penal system is $1 trillion business.
$1 trillion.
That's
And guess what? And then the prison itself has to be 90% full for them to make a profit off of
Ain't
it.
that scary?
That shit wild.
America has the most prison systems in the world.
Facts.
The world.
We have the most imprisoned population.
Hey,
But
hey,
the-
hey,
Over 2 million people.
But peep this. The biggest penal system is right here in Texas.
Yep.
That's crazy.
We have more units in Texas than we have federal units all over the United
That's
States.
insane, man.
That is kind of crazy now that I think about it.
But think about it. That's where the money at.
That is where the money
To
at.
keep you on these petty charges like they was trying to do you. They were
Mhm.
trying to keep you in the loop.
Yeah, but that's-
They didn't try. They did that.
They trying to pin something on you so they can know what? Since you got this on your case, you can't get a job. You can't do this. So you got to go back to doing what you was doing.
You have to go back to doing what you was doing.
guess
It's
what?
a literal cycle.
Hey, and then the fucked up part is you didn't force me to do what I was already was doing. You forced me to do what I didn't want to do.
Exactly.
Pin some shit on
To
you.
keep you out of a system that they need you to be back in. As long as we tell you the truth, we can do whatever the fuck we want to do.
You see how I go back to the same shit?
It's a cycle. That's why it's called the preschool to prison pipeline. If I can get you to be in this certain line, you'll do this for them.
And it's exactly the same setup.
It's the exact same setup.
Now, it's something real iconic to what you said because you don't even realize how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Talk on it.
How old are you again?
I am 27.
Okay, I'm 31.
Mhm.
Now, I actually went to pre-K. I was a preschooler. I started young. I was 3 years old when I actually hit elementary. Now, from the time I started until I was in the first grade, we actually had prayer in school. We had the Holy Bible. We had all the above. Now, by the time I was in the third grade, that shit was dead. We did not have none of that. Now, if
After
you
that,
ever
they came
been-
for recess and music.
yeah, facts. Now, the catch is this. If you have ever been to jail, what's the first thing they want to give you when you get there?
I've never been to jail, so I do not know.
Okay,
Please
well,
inform
well,
us.
let me enlighten you. Whenever you hit any institution from the county jail to the penitentiary, the first thing they want to do to you is prescribe you religion. And then it's Christianity at that.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any other religion, it's not really just catered to, but at the same time, they will cater to you if you demand it. Outside of that, the first thing they want to do is give you a Bible.
Yep. Control.
Control.
The quickest way to control somebody is here.
Yep.
Once they get you mentally, what
They
they,
got
said,
you.
what they said they did with the Indians, they said y'all came here with the Bibles and we had the land, and when y'all left, we had the Bibles and y'all had the land.
Yep.
Like it was.
And that's really what happened. It was a trade-off.
It was a trade-off.
A fucked up.
That shit, bro.
And if you want to look at it another way,
Man,
when
that
it
shit
come-
crazy.
when it comes to slavery, emancipation, proclamation, I freed you physically, but I already instilled in you this doctrine, this dogma. So now that you're free, you're still a mental slave for the simple fact
All
the
day.
same things that I gave you, you still glorify.
Mm-hmm.
So if I stripped you of your original culture and all the things that your ancestors were doing before you were born, and I tell you that it is evil, it's bad, it's not for you. If you do this, you will go to hell and you will whoop de whoop.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't you go run to what you know?
Yeah.
See, most folks find comfortability in the things that they know. So if you grow up learning something and somebody tell you otherwise, you're gonna automatically say they're lying
You're
to
gonna
you.
reject that shit quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about it. If your great grandfather was teaching this and something they taught him that is gonna pass down generation, who are you to say, nah, my great grandfather was tripping. I don't believe in that. You're gonna take that doctrine and you're gonna keep on pushing it.
Hell
to the next
yeah. And not
generation.
only, and then watch this. They only gave them pieces of the Bible to teach me and you. They didn't even give them the full Bible. They gave them the Negro Bible.
Hey, even
Now
in the
you go
Bible-
teach the congregation this so they obey.
Hey,
What was
even
that
in the
term?
Bible, it tells you if you have wronged somebody and they take you for a slave, they can hold you for 7 years. After you've done your 7 years, they will return you to do what you want to do. You have to do 7 years at least as their slave to atone for your sins. Now, if you telling me I have to do 7, and it's funny because I did do 7, you telling me that no matter who I am or what I do, if you feel like I wronged you and you can get me to sign a contract to be your slave, I have to abide to your bidding until that time is complete.
7
Yep.
years. Yep.
It's in the Bible. I mean, shit. You want me to turn the other cheek, but shit, if the same motherfucker told you, hey, you should turn the other cheek, somebody go strike him on his cheek, you think he go turn the other cheek? Nah, he go kill that nigga and be like, hey, you shouldn't have never hit me.
Yeah.
At least in the Quran, they tell you somebody hit you, hit them back, but at the same time, come in peace. If they stop, you stop. Like, so
Yeah.
it's just one of those things, like,
It runs back to the question:
it's confusing.
who's benefiting off of this trade?
Now you see
We're
what I'm
not.
getting at.
We are
Well,
not.
We're not with it.
It's making me scratch my head because outside of the virtue signaling and the brownie points that you're getting with certain demographics, what purpose did this trade serve? Because either way you look at it, we're not really benefiting from it.
We are not, but they are. That's the whole key. I'm gonna keep you in a certain position so you get the bare minimum and we get the maximum profit. Because America is all about profit.
Yeah, they're gonna try to make some money some way out of it.
My drug dealers be cutting that crack up and America be cutting it up. Not
Once they open up the border, so much fentanyl, sex trafficking,
that
and
shit is
everything
wild.
else, just in abundance.
that-
You
They
got
never stop.
You got people getting caught by the FBI on the terror watch list coming through the southern border. And it's like, these dudes are coming from Yemen, all the way from Africa, Italy, these places. Known terrorists coming through the southern border.
shit is wild, man.
It is.
Wow.
Cartels just making as much money as they can right now.
Bro, they was even talking about how drones dropping off drugs. They could
Yeah.
got drones, got the special package. I got that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got drones dropping off cocaine.
Yeah.
And as many videos that they can drop so-called catching people, is still making it here.
Of course.
It's going right into
Can't catch
evidence
them all.
lockup, and who's to say that they don't already have somebody who's actually receiving it in lockup?
And my thing
Yeah.
is, where's this drugs going? They just gonna hold all this cocaine in there for the next 30 years? Or they gonna destroy it?
No,
Or
no,
they
no,
gonna
no.
put it
They
back
claim
out
they-
of-
They're gonna put it
destroy it.
right back into the hood, so we can. Because remember, it's a
shit
game.
you gotta-
We need to make this money back.
Two things
So
at
if
once.
I go get 40 kilos from Cuba, and I'm just holding it, okay, cool. We just built a prison. All right, cool. We're gonna go to 3rd Ward, drop it there, go to 5th Ward, and we're gonna put some in Acres Homes. Make sure that they flipped. Okay, you're gonna be our informant.
Nah.
We're not gonna put you in jail. That's a lie. They're
I'll
gonna put him in
it to you
jail.
like-
Once
I'll
they
put it
done
to you
with
like
them.
this. Texas
Bro, what?
is just supportive receiving. It goes everywhere else. Texas and Florida is where they receive it. It goes to everywhere else.
Yeah. Oh, I was just using that as an
Oh,
example.
no, I
Yeah.
get it.
Hey, but look, that's really why it's cheaper here. We get it by the influx due to the fact we on the coast.
Yep.
So by
It's
us
com-
being on the coast and the shit coming in, we send that shit up to New York. That shit go run even higher than that for the simple fact you need this to go everywhere. In the
Supply
more
and demand,
places
man.
that it travel, supply and demand. If it's in high demand over here,
Oh, you
how
already
much
know.
money can I make?
Yep. Especially when we got easier access to it. You got to think about it, like Texas got easy access to everything because everything's coming in.
Everything's coming in.
Coming in and going.
All directions.
All direction. And we have some of the cheapest gas too. And that's on the legal side of it.
Yeah.
So if we got cheap on the legal side, God only knows what we could do on the back end.
If I'm not mistaken, when Obama was in office, there was this whole little Fast and Furious thing that they were making fun of because that's what they called it. But basically, it was a bunch of gun running going on across the border.
Wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised.
Mhm.
It makes money, man. Anything that makes money and they can get away with it, trust and believe they're going to do it.
They gonna do it every time.
But
all
then you
about
got the
the-
drilling and junkies that's with the shits for the shits and giggles anyway.
Just because. And that be fucking with me sometimes. There's niggas that do shit. I was bored. What the fuck you mean you was bored?
and then-
What kind of shit is that?
Cause look, I listen to everything. Have you ever gotten into somebody's car and they type of music is straight trance type dance music and that shit just be having you like, nah, not even that, like that dubstep, like
Yeah.
that deep bass, that
Kanye talked about the 808.
and then they got that vibe to it while you riding. You just like, how fast can we go? You don't know what's in the car. Nah, like for real, you don't know what's in the car, what's going on. You just be on some shit like, how fast your car go, bro? The next thing you know, nigga opening up on the freeway and we just like this.
That's
Whole time.
the
Just
power
zone
of
it.
music, man. That is the
You know,
power of
the
music.
frequencies touch. You know what I'm saying?
And I was teaching my daughters that, cause, I was speaking to them about music. Cause like, we grew up listening to our own type of music. Like 90s had the best of the best, but this new generation of music is totally different, And
Yes.
like I tell them, I say, the music affects you because of what, like 70% of water, right?
Yeah.
And when you put music or any kind of sound to water, water vibrates.
Yes.
So what is that music doing to the water that's in your system? It is vibrating. It is putting you on that frequency.
Yes.
And what nigga, gonna go to a playground and want a park and want to have a good time listening to some gangster music? He thinking about going to fuck somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
You thinking about kill,
Kill,
That's
murder,
what's on
murder,
your
fuck
mind.
your bitch, fuck your bitch,
My
kill.
daughters was like, what's that dude? What's his name? That Murder on My Mind?
YML Melly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My little niece was singing. I'm like, nope.
I still can't wrap my head around what will possess you. Well, I just said the word. What will possess you to basically kill two of your friends?
Your partners.
Murder
And then not only kill them, make a song about it.
on My Mind, exactly.
That murder on my mind.
I heard that, so I'm like, wait, what? What is he saying? And like my
Yeah.
daughter, I try to teach him. I said, you don't realize the subconscious mind is always listening. Even if we talking and somebody can be standing over there, you still gonna catch what they're saying. You're not
Facts.
fake. You're not.
And then the
paying attention to
frequencies, the vibrations from the instrumentals alone has its own
You tuned
meaning.
in. You
It's just
tuned
like
in.
it's like saying this. Like I say, I listen to everything. My mother used to always ask me, "Why you don't like the radio version?" I told her the truth. I say because it's not raw and uncut. I want to know what
Yeah.
you really saying. I want
Yeah.
Man, because
So-
you know that certain songs we done heard.
Cause like think about it, like the music they play on the radio today versus the shit we grew up listening to is totally different.
Totally
Like
different.
I made a point to my cousin Candace earlier today because we was talking music, and I say, think about it. 50 one of my favorite rappers. I said, when you think about 50, you think about that. I take you to the candy shop, but nah. When I think of 50 Cent, I don't think about that. I think of this. Niggas screw they face up at me on some real shit, son. You don't want beef. I cocked that, aim that shit out the window. See, it's a difference. They had shit on the album for niggas that actually was out there in the streets, but they had tunes for everybody.
Everybody.
You have to know how to be.
Got no
Target audience.
You
know what I'm saying?
Target audience.
You have to know how
I
to
tell 'em all
alternate
the
between
time,
states of
bitch,
mind.
get in.
Because everybody's
Bitch,
on a
get
different
in.
frequency. I can say some people are like lyricists. Like me, I'm on both.
I'm a
listening to
lyricist. I like beats, but I'm a
whatever
lyricist.
he's saying, I'm listening. I'm dissecting it as he's speaking. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Sometimes they say some shit that be over your
Like,
head.
wait a minute,
And when you
yeah.
catch
Rewind
it,
that. What
when
did
you
he
catch
say?
it, you be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like my boy Nas be doing. He be dropping jewels. I'm like, damn.
All the
okay.
time.
Like, damn.
All the
There's a
time.
lot of rappers like that.
He just
You know
dropped
what I'm
the
saying?
album too.
It goes hard.
It does.
It goes hard, sir.
Mhm.
I was burning that sucker because I like somebody with some substance, man. And this man is speaking something and he speaks a lot to the youth. And he even spoke about us as the older generation teaching the youth. Because my little coworkers, they be like, oh, man, we learned this from y'all. I'm like, nah, y'all didn't learn that from us because we not doing that. Like, no.
And then look, I had to make this point valid too. Like they say, y'all was aggressive in y'all day. I say, we had Lil Jon, but Lil Jon wasn't talking about killing nobody.
That was
Yeah.
get your ass beat.
He
We
tell you,
had
we'll
a
lay you out
nice-
in the club, we'll beat you up, but we ain't finna kill you. You
Yeah,
wasn't
it
on that
wasn't,
level.
you know what I'm saying?
We had the whole music. You step on my shoes, you're gonna get beat up, but you still gonna be able to go home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Stomping
know.
in my Air Force One, big boy.
Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of when exactly it transitioned over to where dudes just stopped
So,
fighting and just started shooting.
We had this is
2010.
yet again another conversation we had. It grew.
2010.
So it started with, I'm coming straight out of Compton. I'm a crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube
Yeah.
from the gang called Niggas with Attitude.
I mean,
So they
yeah.
took that and they applied that to other rappers in different parts of the United States.
Hey, but the shit didn't really just hit the fan until 2010 when drill music started
Yeah.
the sound wave. When drill music hit, it fucked trap music. Trap music was just selling dope. Yeah, we hard, we got guns, we bought that action. But when drill music took the face of the hip hop scene, I guarantee you that's when everything really just changed. Cause think about it.
That was
Love Sosa.
basically Chicago's rise.
You know what I'm saying? Love Sosa. That nigga, he gave you something to actually turn you up. Niggas was out there jigging to that. I was jigging to that. And at that point, that's when I actually was on some shit like, you know what? I'm finna turn the fuck up. I'm already on probation. You already trying to fuck over my life. Nah, you got me fucked up. I gotta take my power back. At the time, didn't know how to take my power back. But that type of music had me in that space to where if anybody wanted it, they could have got it.
Getting the sauce.
See-
It's a mental thing, man.
But that
I also
I
was
see
tough
what you're
on Hard
saying,
Future.
but it was before that. Like you brought up 50 Cent.
But this is the catch. Even though I was on that, I'm a lyricist. I write poetry. So
Mhm.
I can relate to that because I am from a place to where I did see people get gunned down in corner stores. I watch people die on a day-to-day basis as a young child growing up into a man during my transition. That did
Mhm.
not make me violent. It made me respect the culture.
You're more aware. You were definitely
know
more
what I'm
aware
saying?
because you realize
Because
these
Okay.
are consequences of my
Okay.
action.
Yeah, because back then, even though they was giving it to you raw and uncut, they made you think about it because we had a perfect balance. Think about it. Even though we had gangster rappers, we had a lot of conscious rappers. You
Oh,
can't
We have
forget about
a shit
you
ton.
can't forget about Goody Mob, Outkast,
Oh,
and the rest
Lupe,
of them.
Yeah.
all
Okay.
these
Look,
rappers.
Yeah.
we still had a balance. We still had a balance for us to keep us from actually just
So drill music upset that balance.
because when drill music
Interesting.
hit, cause think about it. When drill music hit,
Mhm.
most of our conscious rappers were starting to fade away.
Nobody was listening to them no more. They want that drill music.
That's like saying this: who is the last conscious rapper that's making noise at this particular moment that you can name?
I would say
Kendrick, yeah.
Cole.
Kendrick Cole.
And they rarely drop anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
And this is the
You're
case.
right.
They are going through transitions to when they hit, only people that truly get the message are the people
Oh,
like
listening.
us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I can appreciate Kendrick dropping that album because he touched on all the things that I'm trying to get people to realize. Because when he came out with that, and I heard that father issue, that shit had me like facts because we all grew up
We
looking
all
for our
relate to that,
fathers.
bro. It's
You
a,
see
it's,
what I'm
it's a
saying?
relation to
I
it.
got daddy issues, nigga. That's on me. Yes, nigga. My father in prison. Still in prison. Been in prison since I was a little nigga. He hit the penitentiary right before my sister was born, and she born in 93. I'm born in 91. That tells you a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
My father taught me from the penitentiary. So, with that being said, like I told you before, I found my way in there just to talk to him, just to see my father. I found myself going to prison just so I can have a sit down with my father, be able to get that nigga a hug. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck all this. I want to just talk to you. Nah, nigga, I'm in white with you, nigga. I'm looking you in your eye. I'm your equal, nigga. What's up?
And that guidance is everything. That father figure role.
Oh, this is a great transition.
I was just about to say,
This is a great
I had to
transition.
go ahead and let it flow.
You
We usually,
Yeah.
It's usually how
You
things go.
That's-
Thank you. Thank
This
you.
is exactly how
goes.
this is exactly how the conversations go. We start with one and it just
And it just kind of, yeah.
gets there.
You know.
Because, like, think about it. Even though we have them, they was not always where they are today.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Kendrick came out, he was putting on for us, too, in that way. We was out there
Gangster music all day.
all day. He was putting
Good
on.
Kid, Mad City.
That was
Painted-
a it was
that's
a
painted-
transition.
right
Painted
there.
a absolute.
It was a transition
That
for
was a
him.
masterpiece,
All my
man.
life, I want money.
I could basically
and
compare that-
respect my mind
Or
or
die from lead shout.
I pray my dick get big as the Eiffel
That
Tower,
nigga bald
so I
for
can
a
fuck the world for 72.
Yes, nigga.
Goddamn.
Then you got the art of peer pressure. Me and the homies.
Yeah.
That's the shit that I was on.
And
I was actually doing shit like that faithfully. I didn't necessarily have to go pull a gun to a nigga and blow his brains. Me and my partners, we out here doing our best shit. So regardless of what we do, we in this shit together because we active together, regardless of the circumstances. Because at that point, even though we screamed we had our positions, we didn't have no fucking ops. Nigga, we were our own ops. Because at the end of the
own
day,
enemy.
cause
Your
think about
own
it.
enemy. Yeah.
I
An
meet
enemy.
You,
An enemy.
like think about it. I meet you today.
Mm-hmm.
What's my purpose to have quarrel with you?
Nothing.
Why? Because we have interest in the same woman. You dress better than me. What you mad because I got money? What I got something you don't? Is that a reason to beef? I can learn from you, nigga. Teach me something. So knowing that, it always had me in a state of mind that I was really just angry due to the facts that I went through growing up. And if I felt disrespected, I didn't necessarily have to tell you disrespected me. But back then, I did not have that correlation within myself to actually sit up and deal with criticism. And I actually don't like conflict because growing up seeing all the violent shit that went on around me, it traumatized me. So if we was to get into it, I'm not gonna let you make it. But at the same time, it's a way to go about doing things. Like I
Yeah.
told you in the last episode, I had to learn to actually talk and be a man and actually tell you what bothers me to sit around at the round table.
And it takes a lot, man.
And with that being said, nigga, it's like when you don't have the guidance to do so, you find yourself punching on any and everybody because when you live life like a game of chess, you are unaware that the opponent that you actually play is yourself. We could be sitting here with the board right now. I'm looking in your eyes, I'm laughing, talking to you, talking shit about what we got going on, just to throw you off your game. But if you don't know how to move on the chessboard, if you got a narrow vision, I'm here to help you broaden your mindset by teaching you as we go. But how many people go teach you as you go? They want you to pay to play.
Yeah. And that's how the sad part is, it's our own people. I see of other races. Hey, man, you need some info? Boom, boom, boom. Nah, man, you got to work hard like I do. You got to get it out the mud just like I. No, bro, help me get it so we can get it. You want to help the community? We can do this together as a set. You know what I'm saying? As a community.
Yeah.
Black people. What was that Facebook post when I put up that time with the two white boys? He was pushing them up the tree, but what was the other black boy doing? Pulling them down.
Pulling them down.
That crab mind, that Willie Lynch mindset. That's 300
this-
years of that shit, and we still to this day.
That brings up
Crazy.
two things because I don't know if The Weeknd did it purposefully, but he brought Quincy Jones on. Regardless of my qualms with Quincy Jones, he had an interlude on The Weeknd's latest album where he has the makeup on to make him look like an old man.
Mhm.
He basically says, I had a tough time raising my children because I didn't have an example. But how can you raise somebody without being shown how to be raised? Because he didn't have his dad, because once his mom died, his dad had to put in double the work effort.
Yeah.
And it just goes into the whole mind process of, even though there's stats to prove that having a father in the home is absolutely beneficial,
All day, especially for men.
how much of our culture would have been changed if a lot of dads,
We're in the home.
what's the proper word to say it?
Then
'Cause
getting bamboozled by the system.
Yeah. Bamboozled by the system. We'll go with that.
Being
What happened
used
with
as
the 80s?
workhorses by the system.
But what happened in the 80s? They dropped crack in the neighborhoods.
Drug epidemic.
What happened in the 70s?
It's so
They're wrong.
layered.
You
It's
lock
never
up
just
in
one
all those
thing.
It's always
It's
nuanced
never
and
just
it's
one
never just
thing.
one
It's
thing.
never just
But
one
you don't think
thing.
about it. We're not the cause of this issue. We didn't go out and search for the drugs. They brought the drugs to us. And
Yes.
They put us in the project. You destroy the home. You take the father out the home. You put the mother on drugs. The children gonna be fucked up. The son has no
No
guidance.
guidance.
The daughter has
None.
her mom, because her mama cracked out or doing some crazy shit. So where is
Planned
the,
Parenthood. Now the daughter don't want to have kids, so now she gonna kill a kid.
and
Murder.
guess what? There's a Planned Parenthood where in
Every hood.
neighborhood.
Hey, man, you see them all up and down the feeder when you
Oh,
move.
Bro, this shit, it is crazy because, like, this is how I knew it was some fuck shit. Black people, we created all these neighborhoods. Well, not created the neighborhoods. We adopted a lot of these neighborhoods and we were thriving. What they did was they said, okay, cool. We got to put not a railroad. Well, yeah, they put a railroad here. Then we got to put a freeway there. So y'all going to have to move. Y'all got to go somewhere else.
Hey, division.
And then after that, oh, y'all want education? Cool. And you have to go to this school.
You don't have the tracks.
You can't come to this one because you don't live on this side of the tracks. And then because you're in a low income neighborhood, we know you need some stuff. So here's some extra crack to go sell, even though like it's so much that has destroyed the black family. It's not just one thing. It's not just, and it's
really
like,
everything.
and it sucks because we talked about this last episode. We've talked about this on other episodes. It's like,
Last time Julian was here.
like literally, because it's like, at what point, and we talked about this last, at what point is it to where it's like, okay, we need to grow. I will put my differences aside with you. We'll do something here. We can do something here. We can put a little money together here. So, where do we need to grow at? Or at what point is it to where we can say, we can come together and be like, okay, we can do this?
We can figure out the solutions now, but we won't learn unless we look backwards. Like, of course, the solution is put aside your differences, find common ground, work to a common goal. It leads to camaraderie and basically learning how to build together. However, if you don't see other men work together, show respect to one another, it becomes that circle of, well, why do I need to show you respect? Show me something. Why? I'm your brother. Literally, I'm your brother. Why are you not working with me?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point do we, as black, especially as black men, at what point is it like, okay, enough is enough? I'm sick of fighting with my own. We are all we got.
You have to make that choice. And I tell
We talked about that last episode. But what pisses
Exactly
me off
what
is
I
like,
said, huh?
I can do so great. I can fix me all day, but I'm not Harold.
he has to fix his.
He has to fix
Hey.
You have to
him.
start with the man in the mirror. If everybody looked within themselves and self accountability, the fucked up
Repeats.
shit they did, fix yourself, bro, and everything's gonna fall out. Everybody's gonna fix themselves. But if you like, nah, fuck that, you need to fix yourself, and I'm gonna stay the way. No, bro, fix me and you fix you, and we gonna be good. And I tell any man, you gotta learn how to sit down and talk to another man. A lot of dudes don't know how to really sit down. A lot of dudes be in their emotions. Nigga, check your emotions. That's one thing I tell any man. If a man, a man that cannot control his emotions is a dangerous man.
Hey man, not trying to
A
cut you
fucking
off,
dangerous
but I
man.
appreciate this confirmation because everything you said, I said the last episode.
That's
Literally.
Like
It's the
literally,
truth.
Literally,
It's
bro.
the truth. And
Like
niggas out there on the
verbatim.
streets killing each other. Nah, because he stepped on your shoe. Nigga, check your emotions. You want to fight him. Don't kill him.
Hey, look, I'm finna hit you with some real truth. In high school, I joined an organization, right? I'm growth and development. I'm not gonna say gangster disciple because I was not born in that era. I'm born in the era of growth and development, right? Now, in high school, we had all the cliques popping out from Retard, Clique, Versatile, AM Dub. We got all these different cliques. I had opportunities, but I told them niggas no. You know why? My words exactly was, I cannot babysit no clique because if we all belong to different organizations, how can we come together?
Okay.
And this is the thing that really just burned me to the core. Most of them groups started beefing, not because they actually had beef with one another, because even though we all belong to different organizations, we fuck with each other. It was all over a woman. Every time it happens,
Y'all
it
wanna hear
happens.
Hell, how many?
I ain't ready to go there.
Not to cut you. How many times have we talked about that? Wars have been fought, literally, over some what?
We sacrificed, we bled, we
Cleopatra, man.
What?
Helen of
Cleopatra
Troy,
effect.
What?
Helen of Troy, Cleopatra,
What?
Marie Antoinette.
What?
Speak that.
I was telling my little homies, because I'm always trying to, they always call me old school because I'm always preaching to them in this sense. But I said, pussy only serve two purposes in your life: pleasure and procreation, not purpose. You should not be waking up every morning chasing pussy
At all.
at all. You need to get on your purpose. When you want to get you some, yeah, do it. You want to make children, get you some. But it's not your everyday thing. You got to wake up. Because most niggas do it. I got to get in and fuck these hoes.
Fuck these hoes.
There are more women on this planet than men. They ain't going nowhere. But what about your purpose, though? Are you really on your grind? Are you really on your purpose, bro? Most men are not. I got to get this pussy. Nigga, what?
It's gonna be there, bro.
And in the time and the day we live in, a woman don't respect you unless you are in your purpose.
That's what I'm saying.
Because the way they look at you is the way we look at them. You're a quick nut, just like I'm a quick nut for you.
Yeah.
You want me not for protection, but for dick and money.
That's
So in other words, as long as I'm providing dick and bubble gum, it's all good. But the moment I actually give you some fucking structure, it's a problem because you don't respect me in that light to even listen to me.
Oh, yeah. Whew, that right there. But that's what that started at the home.
Exactly.
When they don't see their mother respecting the male, that daughter is not gonna. What's your boy JID? He had that video when the little girl was watching her mother and father, and she started doing the things to him.
Yeah.
And like it's that cycle.
It's a cycle.
The cycle. I'm like,
Gotta
yo,
break the habits.
Break the habit. But that's the thing, like, so we start with ourselves, right? It start with me, right?
Mhm.
Now I when I create this family or I put myself out there, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't even know how I'm trying to say this shit because it pisses me off every time because
I
it's
know what
like
you're trying
In
to-
order
I
to
know
get
exactly
to the
what
cycle,
we have to create communities that are built off of family.
all day.
That's your true holy trinity, your family, your man, woman, and your child. And too many times we have created this one parent household, either by force or by choice. And
Actually, we didn't create it. It was thrusted upon
well,
us.
let me
That was
rephrase.
the
My bad.
That was
Hey, look.
My bad for that one.
Like I told you, it's this woman named Francesca. I can't think of her last name, but she got a book called The ISIS Paper. It's something that I really, really want you to read because she actually dissects the psychology of the mental states of the people, our people who have grown up in homes that we would like to call dysfunctional because she's actually a doctor. So by her being a doctor and working and seeing this shit, she was able to actually understand it, digest it, and she wrote a book describing why we're so dysfunctional and the things that we can do to change ourselves, to change the pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Me reading this book, it opened me up in ways, it made me realize I was right. If I start working on myself today and I find me a woman who's actually working on herself, nobody's perfect. We all have different levels of
everybody
growth.
fuck up.
So if I found somebody that's willing to come into a contract with me and become one with me, and we actually have a child, it's our job to continue to heal ourselves and focus on putting our best foot forward as a unit. Not separately, but as a unit, because we are now one. And we must do everything correctly, not because we have a child, but because in order to keep a healthy relationship, you have to know how to communicate with any and everybody, because communication rules the nation. It's the thing that make the world go round, fam. So if we can communicate with each other and have a clear understanding through transparency, there is no way in hell my child should grow up confused about if he's a boy or girl, or if this right or wrong, or I'm doing this because such and such do it. No, that's not how that operate. We communicate right here. If you're upset, I'm not going to get mad at you because you made a mistake, you made a boo-boo. No, I'm going to talk to you. I want to see why you did what the hell you did. I want to understand you. And then me being who I am, I'm going to understand you because I'm going to take the time to learn you. From the time you're born, I'm already messing with you. I'm nitpicking. I call it nitpicking not because I'm nagging or anything like that, but I would do certain things just to see if you like it or dislike it. And from that alone is how I start to formulate how I would deal with you.
You're learning them.
Because at the end of the day, I can't just come to you and demand you do shit. I can't tell you nothing. I can give you advice, like I told you before. But the way I approach you will be off the way that you carry yourself. So if you carry yourself in the light like you the toughest nigga on the planet, I'm going to come to you in peace, and I'm going to also tell you, man, lose that hard hysteria because anybody can still touch you regardless of how untouchable you seem to make yourself. Because I'm one of them individuals that actually play chess. If I really want to get to you, I know ways to do so. But what good does it do me to bring you any harm when I can actually build you up and break down that false-ass exterior you created for yourself due to the fact that you've been hurt?
Oh no, technical difficulty.
Hey man, this stand don't like me, man.
You're doing a lot of talking with your hands.
Hey man, I can't help that, man. I'm a poet. I got in trouble in the military for that. So, cuz when you do go, do your best not to talk with your hands because
that's a black thing.
It is.
It is very nigga.
But look,
we
talk with our hands. Too. like legit. It got me in a lot of trouble. What you a rapper or something? I actually do rap, man. What you want me to spit something for you?
Oh,
I get
Lord.
the spitting for them. Then the next thing you know, they looking at me like, get the fuck out of my face. and I'm like, damn, you asked me to do this. And they like, stop talking with your hands. It's making me nervous. You made me feel like you're going to hit me. Stop it. If I wanted to touch you, I would have reached out and touched you already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those, when people really can't read body language or they looking for a certain uniform, they have issues with you talking with your hands. But me, I can't help it, man. I've been talking with my hands since I was a little boy. It's part of who I am.
It's me.
You know what, to piggyback off what you were saying earlier about communication, another thing that a lot of people overlook, what is the point of communication when there's no understanding? We can talk all day long.
All day long.
You're not understanding me and I'm not understanding you.
Sender, message,
that's why I say
receiver,
transparency.
message, receiver.
All about
sender.
understanding, man.
And that's why I say transparency, because transparency is that crystal glass, that crystal orb that actually breaks it down. Because if I'm talking to you and you're transparent and you tell me you don't understand, it's my job to find the right words to make you understand. I rephrase that. It's not make you understand.
Yeah, help you understand.
Not make you understand, but give you understanding. Because being a master communicator, you must know how to say the same sentence in 100 different ways.
Yes.
Prime example, how you feel?
I'm all right. All right.
How are you doing?
I'm
all right.
Look. But look, instead of keeping it simple and I say, how are you manifesting today? How would you respond to that?
Hamina.
Like I just choked you up. There's different ways of asking the same thing, because I can always come to you and be like, man, you good? You know, us being who we are, we have what we like to call slang. We have ways of communicating with each other that is inside that most people wouldn't understand. But at the same time, it's not about that. Sometimes you have to be transparent. You have to dumb it down, like Lupe said in the song.
You have to. A lot of people don't understand it.
A lot of girls want to be queens. Luke, dumb it down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't, man. Everybody's not on that level of understanding. No matter how, no matter how educated certain people are, there's just certain levels of conversation they will never understand. They're like,
Yeah.
I don't get what you're talking about. That don't make sense. Like, it makes logical sense to me, but you don't understand it because I have to break it down and say, oh, you know what? Since you worded it like this, I get it
I gotta
now.
take it like that. Ooh,
Yeah.
prime example. You remember in the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin when Kevin Hart came into the store and he was like,
I don't know what she's saying right now, so
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
take it
need
as
to
a
take
sign
it
of
as
disrespect.
it's
the same thing.
Is this your man's right here?
I'll be right there. Yeah, that's prime example. Prime example. And Kendrick Lamar said it best: "Ignorance is bliss."
Oh God.
That's why they walk around happy. They don't see nothing. Us, we see everything. Like, y'all don't see that?
It's like when you see everything for what it is because you're not living in a dream state. You actually raise your vibration to break an algorithm. Most folks walk around sometimes frustrated and angry, not at the fact that it cannot be changed, because it can, but it takes a hell of a lot of work from yourself.
Facts.
Self-work. And when you realize what work you have to do, it's frustrating, it's irritating. And yes, you go get angry because you realize you're not as perfect as you put yourself out the scene.
Mm-hmm.
You've been living in your ego. Your ego got you high in the sky. You see what I'm saying?
Destructive.
Ego deals with logic. Pride deals with emotion. What rules you as a man? Your logic. So your ego speak through you when it shouldn't.
Yeah.
So when it come down to dealing with the opposite counterpart that is ruled by their pride because emotions rule them fully, you actually have to speak correctly, because if you don't speak correctly, any and everything you say is taken as a sign of disrespect.
All day. And you're right about that.
Yeah, and then we are black men, so there's a certain way we have to speak
We have to-
specifically.
We
God
have
rest
to,
his soul. I'm
You gonna
glad
get
I
that,
had
he
my
gonna give you
dad,
that side eye. He can be like,
Mhm.
bro, what you mean, cuz? what,
Like you said it earlier, we have our own, like, what's good? What's good is a lot of shit in the black community.
hey, you
It could
good?
be, you
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
You good?
I'm straight.
Oh,
You all right, nigga?
good?
I'm straight.
Oh, you're good. Oh, all right.
Yeah, when I be doing that work here, I have to explain to them, because I was telling, hey, what's good? You all right? You good? You straight? Huh? Oh, how are you doing? How are you doing today? Is everything? Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I really have to do that.
Yeah.
I have to remember, like, they don't understand that.
Hey, it got to the point, man, when I was working in a warehouse, man, I didn't even come to work with that type of lingo. It got to the point to when I spoke to you, I call you by name. If I didn't call you by name, I call you by your nickname. And I'd be like, how are you doing today?
Job interview.
You know what I'm saying? To me, in my job interviews, I don't even do that. I'm professional.
Oh no. I call it speaking in job interview.
Okay, I got you.
Code switching.
Absolutely.
It's like
Hello,
this.
good sir.
You got to put on a persona.
You have to.
You have no
Everywhere
choice.
You have to jump into character everywhere you go. But the catch is, when you jump into character, can you truly remain yourself?
You
I
have to.
I had
have to.
somebody close to me basically say, you don't feel like you're gonna end up with imposter syndrome, and I had to
No.
ask them what they mean. Is you have to put on a front everywhere you go. Where is there room for you to be you?
Yeah.
Hey, but that's the catch. When you go into the professionalism as you are, you have to go in with the sense of self, knowing what you will or will not abide by. You have to go in with it already on your mind to show them who you are. Even though you showing them sometime a fake ass facade dealing with the wordplay that you use just to appease certain situations, your energy still speak louder than words.
all day long.
Yeah, every day.
All day.
Every day, all day.
So even though you might be like, I can do that, they looking you in your eyes, they can tell that you're irritated, you're frustrated, and you're ready to punch somebody in the mouth. See, my thing that I had to learn this year long was to tame my inner beast. Because,
Ooh, I was just about to speak in it.
cause look, at the end of the day, I'm like this. If I'm gonna break myself for this corporation and you find a way to fuck me and then you try to add insult to injury by downplaying it and acting like it did not happen, I want to fight. I want to punch you on your shit. I want to rock your word. I want to show you, nigga, I'm a man. You go respect me as one. But since these words are not coming to you because you refuse to acknowledge the words that I speak, because now that I'm being professional, you want to be unprofessional. I can show you how unprofessional I can be. If you want to be a street nigga, we can get off these cameras.
Oh.
But at the same time, I be on.
And then little.
Nah, but like
You gonna handle
in a
this
heartbeat.
outside.
But at the same time, I still be on that. Look, fuck all that. You go respect me, Because if I'm going out my way to be professional and give you the utmost respect when you don't deserve it, you go give it to me.
You give it to me.
You go give it to me, even if I have to take it from you. And even though that might sound aggressive as fuck, it's not. It's assertive. Because when you actually apply yourself to learn things that people refuse to teach you in places where it's their job to teach you, and you actually show yourself approved, and you in there and you doing your best shit without their approval, without their instruction. And when they come to you and they try to find a reason to nitpick with you, your reasoning and your logic is so superb, they have to fucking back away from you.
Yeah.
They have no choice but to respect you.
Ain't got no choice.
It's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. I told you. At the times, it's been times where my words don't work, and I'm a poet. I speak very fluently. I want to use body language. Let's talk body language. I want to bang you up. I want to show you where I stand with you. Quit overlooking me. Quit underplaying me. But then I had to realize, just because you treat me this way, it's not a play on my character. It's a play on yours. So when it come down to me meeting you in the world doing shit outside of work, I know exactly how to deal with you, because I cannot depend on you to be accurate 100 with me, because when we were working together, you was not accurate 100. For the simple fact, you use this as a stepping stool to shit on me when there is no room for you to shit on me, because you can't even be yourself.
Oh boy, my trust.
You don't even know who you are.
Oh, man.
Imposter syndrome.
Ooh, my trust issues just got triggered.
What is it, Harold? Like when they test you, being a black man, we can all attest.
Being
A black man working in the corporate world, you're always being tested, because
Everything's a test.
They look at everybody like, oh, they're aggressive, they're angry, but we're cool, calm, and collected. They're like, damn, Jason, I'll never see you get angry. I'll never see nobody get under your skin. I say, why? Because I know what's inside of me. If they get me to the level, it's game over. So I'm not gonna let them get me there.
Yeah,
I think
because they want you to slip up and be the stereotype that they think you are.
Yeah.
I think
they want you to.
Condescending response to any of that would be, I don't care about you enough for you to get me there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's very true. But majority of the times when it goes there at work, it never has nothing to do with nobody there. It's always personal.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Hey,
why does he get to walk the way he walks?
Let me tell you how I play the game, though. Me being who I am, I tell him straight up, look, man, you gonna quit talking to me like that, or we can go and get it. And then, like, the next day, I come in there and be like, look, man, I apologize for my actions the day before.
But he knows now, he respects you.
Look, I had a lot going on. It's not my place to come to work and bring my personal problems to work. But when I'm in the process of disregarding what I have personally going on to be professional, and you come to me and you trigger me by trying to test me, you got to know it's the perfect place and time for everything. Because I cannot come to you any hours of the day while I'm here working for you and just come playing or ask you anything. You might be going through the same thing I'm going through. You just have to learn how to deal with it just like I have to learn how to deal with it. So forgive me. No hard feelings. Shake the hands, the whole 10. And they be looking like, I was not expecting that from this nigga. I really thought I was finna get ready and piss him off so I could fire him. Nah, nigga, I know how to play.
But he'll respect you after that. Because he knows that, damn, if I do cross that line, he gonna beat my ass.
We gonna be fighting.
Once you pass that line, you show him that you can be calm. Like, know what? Damn, after the way he was feeling, he went back to being calm. I ain't gonna fuck with him no more. They gonna respect you. They have no choice, because he don't know when you are capable of flipping the fuck out and beating his ass. He don't know.
Because you're mastered your emotions.
Yeah, and I tell anybody, if a man cannot master his emotions, he need to get on it. That's the quickest way to get you. Oh,
that's really the first lesson we all need to learn.
And it's kind of crazy because, like, we live in this weird space where it's like, men, we still have this thing where it's like, no, show no emotion. And then it's like, no, you need to show your emotion, but no, you need to do this, but no, you need to.
That's women doing it.
Nah, man. You're talking about the
tightrope.
And the reason I call and here's
speak on it.
And here's the real reason why I call it a tightrope. You can express yourself, but because of how it is viewed in this modern time or whatever it is, it's one of those things where measured amounts get respected instead of just
the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Let me change your mindset. That's gonna be my new quote. You know what? Fuck it. Let me change your mindset.
All right.
See, I like the tightrope theory. It also equates to having harmony within balance.
Balance is everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
And the thing is, we have to learn to master our emotions, not because what society view us as, but how we view ourselves. Now, if you on your self-healing progress journey, travels, whatever you want to call it, like we all are right now, because if we wouldn't be sitting here asking each other these questions, right?
Right.
I don't know.
So with that
Space
being
and
said,
Renegades. Stop reading this out.
Subscribe, like,
So-
comment.
facts. So when it come down to it, it's like you have to learn to master your emotions.
Mhm.
So by you mastering your emotions, it makes you aloof to society. Because by you knowing who you are, fuck what they think about you. Because you know who you are. So it gives you the balance to be cold when you need to be. It gives you the tough skin, the thick skin. But
Mhm.
it also keep your heart from being callous. You still have that warm, nurturing love within you that you can give to those who deserve it. Because as a man, you have to have that balance. You must know when to love your family and when to go to war for your family. Because if you go to war for your family, but you at home with your family, in a sense, you're going to war with your family because you're taking out your anger, your frustrations, and everything on them. Instead of actually loving them and nurturing them and teaching them and prepping them for the way, you actually are destroying the bridge between. Because when it comes to balance, if you don't have it, that shit becomes unhealthy and dysfunctional.
Yeah, very much so. And that's like the thing, because especially in today's time, we are being told being masculine is toxic. You exuding your own natural.
Stoicism is toxic.
But did they tell it
Toxic.
to the 300 warriors?
Nah, they didn't tell that to them.
Toxic masculinity. Don't go fight that war. No.
Nah,
we
they
need
went-
to have that
they went
energy. We
fought that
need
war.
that.
You need that because
need
at the
that.
end of the day, you still have to have a balance of who you are.
Exactly.
Hey, bro.
General ordinance destroyer, meaning your job is to protect and destroy what does not serve you.
Yep.
So if I'm generating ordinance for my family, I have to lay a straight path. I have to destroy the shit that does not serve my family and create and cultivate the things that does. So I have to have an emotional touch within self. I have to be in tune with self. Because if I know for a fact me and my woman are one, we on this journey together, why the fuck would I cut her knowing that she's helping me cultivate what I need?
Yeah.
She brings me the balance that I need because she actually played a role as my piece and I'm playing a role as her protector. And when we come together, we find joy within each other
That balance,
because we
man.
teaching each other and we have harmony amongst each other.
I forget exactly the words of how it's portrayed in the good book, but it's basically husband love your wives like Jesus loved the church, and it's a commandment toward women to respect your husbands. And I forget
That's what we want.
forget the analogy
Yeah.
because that goes back to what I was trying to say earlier. We're so stuck on a cycle of disrespect and hatred, it's hard to get back to the cycle of respect and love. It's reciprocal. So whenever you're trying to do something and you're not being respected for it, it's like, well, then fuck it.
Yeah. fuck
Why
it,
am I
don't-
doing
Yeah.
this?
Got a question. I
But
got
what
two,
I
two
said,
things. Two,
don't
Talk on it,
sit
talk on it.
down.
two
Go ahead.
things on that. When it comes to a man, we want what?
Respect.
When it comes
Respect.
to a woman, she wants
Love.
Because no man ever like, baby, love me. No, respect me. And I was telling my little homies, he like, wow, I'd rather love. I say, who you think would cheat on you faster? Somebody who loves you or somebody who respects you? I hear niggas all the time, I'm cheating on her, but I love her though. But when you respect that person,
You're not gonna
You're not
that.
gonna do
you ain't finna
shit.
cross no line.
You're not gonna do
that.
shit.
None.
Because then
And matter of fact,
Hey,
even when you think about doing it, you can be like,
I ain't about to do
no,
that.
no.
I love you though, but I'm gonna go do this anyway.
Nah, I'm not finna disrespect you like that because I
Okay.
value you too much.
Respect
See,
is everything for me.
you know what's funny?
Everything.
In every level of relationship, that shit applies.
Yeah.
You have female friends that's strictly platonic.
Yeah.
And it comes down to a sometime where emotions get involved and they want more from you. And instead of you giving it to them, you should be like, hell no.
Can't do that.
And they be like, why?
I
do not-
respect you
Look,
as a
I do
friend.
not want to
Yep.
destroy our relationship.
And-
What we have is already beautiful. And I feel like if we go that route knowing that's not what we really want, it's going to destroy our relationship.
And we're black.
Yeah.
We know how that goes. As soon as I
What you-
slide some meat somewhere, that's it. And
Oh,
then,
it's game over. What's his name? Jordan Peterson. He said it the best when we were talking about. He said he'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war.
Nah, he was on a Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah,
and
but
they
he's-
quoted that. They said it's
Man.
it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
that garden ain't got no kind of fighting techniques, but that warrior in the garden, come play with me.
It's the same.
Watch what happens.
It's the same argument with gun
I've
safety.
never heard that. I have never heard that.
Really?
I got to look into these guys because, you know,
Oh, Jordan Peterson.
you
Oh,
know, y'all be telling me about these people, and I be like, I be saying the same shit. I don't know who none of these people
Oh,
are.
he on him.
But
It
the
makes
thing,
sense.
but shit, the thing that got me was when I was incarcerated, I read a lot of books.
Oh, it's
I studied all religions
Yeah.
because I'm quick to tell people my way of life is alchemy. I transmute energy. because everything is a form of transmutation.
That's all we are is energy. Energy
Exactly.
cannot die. It's only transferred.
And I had an old school brother say to me, he say, we are all warriors. The battles we choose are our own personal battles that we choose to fight. He say, but I'd rather come to you with peace in my heart and chaos on my mind, also with chaos in my heart, but peace on my mind. I said, that don't make no sense. He said, it does make sense.
Yeah.
He say, when you scream peace to me, I can scream war all day. He say, but the understanding that we have amongst each other, I'm just telling you the yin and the yang to always keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
I see you, young nigga. That's what he said to me. And when he said it, it resonated because at the end of the day, we are warriors because we have to protect what we love.
And you got it under control.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then us being in there dressed in white with the black boots, it made even more sense because we all were in there, the folks that I actually fuck with, we were all in there either for drugs or actually defending what we love. You know what I'm saying? And I used to play chess with this man, and he told me something. He said, bro, you're a very, very skilled chess player, and you don't even see it. I said, what you mean? He said, look, you had me 10 moves ago, but instead, you were more focused on setting up your board for your future play that you had me running the whole time because you just wanted to take my pieces without exchanging pieces. But you know where you fucked up at? You got too happy and your vision went from open to narrow real quick because instead of taking the necessary steps to end it, you play with your food.
Ooh. I know that blew your mind.
It did.
You could have easily ended that game, but you're like, I'm going to take all. Nah, let's
but
kill the whole game.
Look, the catch was I used to play, I played chess by myself. I set the boards up and I get the moving pieces unconsciously just to see how they combat me starting it and defending.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be weird because I'd be doing some shit and I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck did I just do there? You know what I'm saying? So when he sat down to actually play against me, he cold.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was just showing me some shit. Then it got to the point to where the people I worked out with, we would work out intensely. And then we would sit down and intensely play chess. Loser got to do 500 push-ups.
I'm finna be on it. I ain't doing 500 push-ups, not today.
But the catch is we weren't just doing them accurate, just straight busting out 500. Nah, do what you got to do to get your 500. But just know, if you sit back down here, you're not going to be doing 500 push-ups. You might be doing 500 squats. It varies. We'll switch it because we reasonable. We're not just gonna break you. We want you to be mentally sharp as well as physically sharp. So when it comes to building yourself up to be strong, to take care of your family, you have to have a warrior mindset because having a warrior mindset brings about discipline.
Yep.
Yeah.
And discipline is everything. Remember my wife, she's like, why you don't, like we'll have something in the house that I don't want to eat or something. She's like, why you not touching? I said, because I know better. I'm going to tell myself, don't touch that. Because if you don't have discipline, you're going to touch it. You're going to go to that point. You got to say, no. Oh, even like with females. You know, damn when you supposed to be around a girl, you ain't no chance. But if you got enough in you to say, you know what, I'm going to sit here and chill with her, but I'm not going to do anything. You got enough self-control, anything's possible. When you got self-control, anything is possible, man.
Yeah.
Anything.
AKA self-mastery.
Yeah, you have to know thyself. You have to
Know thyself.
A lot of dudes don't know themselves, and that's why they be fucking it. Like, now you know, if you put yourself in this situation, you're gonna mess up. But if you know yourself, you're like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do that to myself because I know I'm weak in this area, and I know putting myself in this situation, I'm gonna fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta know yourself, man. You gotta know what you are willing to do and what you're willing not to do. You gotta know your limitations. A lot of people don't know their limitations, even when it comes to alcohol. People like, God damn, you getting pissy drunk. Like me, I'm like, nah, I'm feeling good. I know I don't need to go no further than this. I'm going to just keep myself at this level. But a lot of people don't know. They just...
To the head. To the head.
Crazy. Get,
Like saying this, I'm one of them individuals. If I just want to get drunk like that, I'd rather do it in the comfort of somebody that I trust at somebody's house versus being out and about. That's like saying this. At the last episode we did was all at the house, right? Y'all know when I went out to smoke that piece of black?
Mm-hmm.
Me smoking that piece of black put me past my limit. I literally stumbled all the way in the street and stumbled all the way back in the house. I said, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done.
You were lit, my guy. You were lit.
You were lit, my
I
guy.
think
Nash
you went
fam, I
above
passed out right there on the floor. No hesitation. I like, yeah, I did myself justice. I maintained this liquor the whole time because from the moment we started, we was drinking. All the way till we got to the house, we was still drinking. When y'all left, I was still drinking. But when I went and smoked that little piece of black, it wasn't nothing but this big.
Still hit you.
That second puff on that motherfucker had me like this. That's what I was looking for. 'Cause you know,
that right there.
because you know when you have like like a good time, the vibe is perfect, but you also need something that's gonna be like melatonin into you, put you to sleep because
relax you a little bit.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you might relax just a little too much. And that's all it takes. And in my case, this is what I was looking for because cuz was gonna be mad because I'm finna be up all morning, just like this.
Jamming.
I know myself because I got this thing, like I get so caught up in my research, I get to doing so much. You fucking around, call me at 3 a.m, I be like, yo,
Still up. Own it. Don't even know what time it is.
active. I ain't had no coffee, I ain't had no caffeine, just
own it.
On it.
When you in the search for stuff like that, there's no limitation. You can't stop. It's like you don't like certain people that want it, like they'll go clean their house. Like, know what, the house is cleaning up. That person gonna just some people just can't stop. It's like with me with cars when I'm at work. Like, know what? Finish the car and go home. Or just stop at a certain point. What I'm gonna do.
Keep working.
I can't help it. It's like my mind, once I get in that
like
rhythm.
it's like a focus. It's like once you hit that focal point,
Tunnel vision.
it's like the rhythm and the cadence of your movement. It becomes so natural to you. You just be flowing it. You just be like,
and time do what?
it just coasts away.
Man, you look at the clock. Oh, damn, I'm still here. Oh, I gotta go.
Somebody get the call and you, where you at? I'm still at work. What's up?
Wifey do that all the time. Where you at? Why you still at work? I'm like, I get caught up in it. Once I get into that tunnel vision, that zone, nothing else outside of it exists. I'm on it. Torpedo everything. Like, look, I'm getting it.
Interesting.
That's what we're lacking. Discipline.
So you think black men as a whole, we lack discipline?
Think about it. Who's teaching the young black people discipline?
Nobody.
They let them get out of control and do what the hell they want.
Hey, but
Where's the discipline?
You know, back in the day, even though we had family members that taught, it wasn't just our families. It was our neighbors, our friends, parents,
community.
Yeah,
the community,
the
whole
community.
So when you
it takes a tribe to raise a child. That's what I'm saying.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with a tribe that actually go out their way to raise a child and facilitate, let's say that all the leaders are starting to get locked up, they're starting to die away, and you have nobody to actually give you this truth. You have nobody to sit you down and force you to look at yourself. What do you do?
And that's what a lot of that is not going on today.
But like, we need to do something about it then, because like I said last episode, it takes conversations like these for us to start something. Okay, we can get a ball rolling on a problem that we do have in our communities. You know, so like with respect, with discipline, with honor, with the family trinity, with, you know what I'm saying, with financial literacy, economic freedom, with, you know what I'm saying, like everything has to start from somewhere. We have all of this trauma, all of this hatred, all of this stuff that's been built up for decades upon decades within our communities. And now we're at a point where okay, we need to do something.
It's drowning out.
And like, it's killing us. Yeah. It's literally killing us. So like, I'm glad that we can come together and have these types of conversations to start something, to get a ball rolling, to build, because that's what we need. We need to keep building. We need to keep going. And it's like, fuck. It's one of those, it made me frustrated because it's like, we could have been doing this, man. We could have been doing it.
This reminds me of, and it's odd that this came out of my subconscious. When I was being taught about the end of Moses' journey, God basically said to Moses, you've led your people to the promised land, but you're not going to go in. We have to be comfortable with knowing that we're leading our people to the promised land, but we may not be able to step in ourselves.
But like last episode, that's what I said. As long as we start it.
Yeah.
As long as we start to push it, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, true.
I'm good with that. I will die peacefully knowing my son can do this.
Yeah.
And then my grandkid can do that. And then he's going to teach his son to do it.
One thing I was telling my daughters that this is one thing that blacks, and I mean all of us as a collective, have to start doing. Learning how to work together. Look at the Hispanics. Look at the Asians. Look at them. They'll buy a duplex. All of them live in it. Pay it off. Guess what? Y'all got property. Next. Boom, boom, boom. Next. Boom, boom, boom. What black people do? Nah, man, you can't be doing that shit. You can't. So-and-so can't come in here. Nah, I don't like that whole man. She can't come in here.
Get out of my house.
Get out of my house. Fuck that. Y'all ain't paying them. No. Everybody get along. Build. Next. Build. You see all other races. 20 damn people can be living in one little bitty house. No problems.
Gas stations,
No
car
problem.
washes, restaurants, all these people coming into black communities, just building their wealth. I know an Indian family that has their whole neighborhood bought out.
Ain't that crazy? And look at the spending power of black people. We spend billions per year.
$2 trillion every year.
I mean, we make the economy turn.
But why are we not building it into our society? Why are we
We,
not
t-
putting
we
investment in
spent the
our
last 2
schools?
hours talking about that.
That's what I'm saying. But it's crazy that they don't see it when you try to
Pop
teach
life,
them that.
man.
You have status symbols. You have the appearance of looking wealthy.
Ooh, that's our biggest problem right there. Ooh.
It's the pop life.
Niggas need a chain.
Keeping up
I
with
gotta get the
Joneses,
watch.
However you want to claim it to be, a lot of us would rather look like we have
And
it
then
other
actually
than
have.
work toward having it.
Yeah,
See-
look at Bill Gates. Bill Gates dressed like what? But this man's a billionaire. But you got all these other people portraying this image of what all I got on. You wearing your wealth. This man wealth is in his bank account. It's in the property that he got. That's what a real wealth. What about this generational wealth?
See,
You
this
build
is the
something,
catch.
pass it on to the kids, man. Pass it on to the next generation.
This is the catch. We have to show them what real wealth is. It's not the resources you have. It's
Wealth
the,
is family.
it's the resource of information you hold.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can heal yourself to teach, you can easily have this as a generational wealth that you pass down. By you passing this down, you change the mindsets of the youth. When you change the mindsets of the youth, you put them in a boiling pot, this boiling pot to where they can take this information and each one find their calling within this information. Because think about it. Like we sitting here having conversations, everybody can't speak as fluently as we do.
Nope.
Some folks are more hands-on than they are when it comes to communicating. They can show you better than they can tell you.
Mhm.
So knowing these things, we got to actually pave the way and help them open their minds to see that they're more than an IOU stamp. We have to make them realize that it's not healthy to chase a fantasy when you can actually turn your fantasy into reality by changing the way you see the world. You have to literally take the time to learn who you are. You have to actually, I hate to say it, you got to cut out religion. You got to cut out gangs. You got to cut out all the fraternities. You got to cut
All
out
that.
everything.
That
in order to-
divides us.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to cut away the schism and actually focus on yourself to become cohesive. That's just the whole catch. Like, I literally had to learn how to establish boundaries, meaning if I had to push everybody away just to come back into the picture and say, hey, I had to learn how to stand on my own.
Ooh, that's it.
Me
That's everything.
And look, I feel like I've been repeating this lesson for a long, long time. In my adolescence, matter of fact, before my adolescence, I told y'all I got beef with my siblings. Summertime, shit, I'm locked in my room. I can't go outside. All I got is the radio. It had me with some shit like, I want to be on the radio. This shit live as hell. Like, ooh. You know what I'm saying? Then it got to the point where I was actually stealing Game Boys. And I can't even say I was stealing them. I was taking them. I have somebody and I ask them for it. They give it to me. I got it. This is my entertainment. I can pretty much run you a catalog on music off of video game soundtracks, as well as everything that I jammed from the time I actually got into music at the age of 8 all the way to today. So me knowing music, it helped me change my frequency because I just don't listen to gangster rap.
Yeah.
You catch me on some Alice, look, DJ Alice, Bet Off Alone more than you catch me on anything. You catch me on some Satisfaction. Nick, I'm on stuff that most people don't listen to every day. I listen to stuff that actually play on your frequency, so where when you do feel down, you got something that's going to put a pep in your step and loosen up and unblock your chakras for you to be creative.
You need that, man.
You know what I'm saying? And then me being isolated as a child, it didn't mean shit to me when I went to the service knowing that I'm writing you faithfully and they holding my mail. It set me up. So when I got out, going to prison, it's a parallel universe to being in boot camp in the Marine Corps or any goddamn military goddamn institution, really. And most folks say it's different once you win, but I was in all the special programs, so I know what to expect already. I don't care for none of that. What I cared for was learning myself. I had ample opportunity to learn myself. Isolation was my best friend pretty much through high school, and everybody knew me. I didn't mind being by myself. And then when I was in a relationship, I poured into my relationships more than I poured into myself. Because when I love hard, not because, oh, I'm black, we all love hard. No, I know my heart is pure. I got a big heart. So I would help any and everybody that needed. It bothers me to see a bum on the corner and I know they don't have it.
Yeah.
And they ask me for $1 and I don't even have 50 cents to rub together to even help them, and I see them suffering. That bothers me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So knowing that I do feel like this, I literally had to take the time to actually pour all that back into myself to build myself up to be at this point to where I can talk to people like this, to help people elevate themselves past their hurt and their trauma. Because when it comes down to it, when you don't have nobody to actually sit down and listen to you, allow you to pour out your emotions and help you reason and decipher why you feel the way you feel, or help you sit back and reflect on your own personal trauma, what do? Do you continue to pour it out? Do you continue to punch on people? Or do you actually take the time to sit down and reflect, write the shit out?
That right there. When you spoke,
I had much time to sit up and reflect on my life.
Yeah.
I had much time to sit back and rewind all the way back to when I first was upset. All the times where I got my cousins in trouble. We be having fun, right? You know, it always start the oldest get here first and they come through. I'm a comedian. I remember one time we was playing in the house. Me and my cousin was playing in the house, right? We get in trouble. My grandma get the whooping the ass. It's my turn. You know what I do? I get hysterical. I get to screaming and I just act like I fainted. It was funny to her. She just laughed. She just threw the belt down. When she walked off, I grabbed the belt and whooped myself and sat down and was like this. Yeah, I elevated the space in the room. Everybody was in a fucked up place because we just got an ass whoop. That don't feel too good. But when you got a comedian on deck that's gonna do something that's gonna make you laugh, it was worth it. You see what I'm saying? So when I think about that young guy that I got on my phone right here that's posted up chilling, he had big aspirations. So in order for me to get back to him, to be creative, I had to take the time and forgive him for allowing the things that happened to him transpire, because when you're younger, you don't know no better. You don't know boundaries.
Yeah.
You can't really just say no, because if somebody tell you something and you don't know discernment, you go rock with it. And when it happens, you can feel however way you want to feel. But if you don't forgive yourself, who else gonna forgive you?
Right.
See, when you look for forgiveness, I don't care about somebody doing something to me and forgiving me, waiting on them to come and apologize. Fuck an apology. I need that for myself. I can always forgive myself. It's not for you, it's for me. I don't need you to come to me and be like, man, my fault about that. Nah, my fault for allowing you to even piss me off like that, because you're not worth my time and my energy. So if I'm on that level of giving it to me, I have to give it to me and mold it to be pure. So when I actually give it back out to the world, it comes out in a healthy manner. And it's not me being dysfunctional with everybody else.
This is true.
You know what I was thinking about? No, you know what we don't have anymore? Old school street teachers. The old person that would always tell the youth, sit them down and talk to them about things, how to handle and how to, handle things in the future. We don't have that anymore.
You know, I mean,
We don't have a lot of
Our
things.
griots don't have as much.
coming.
Our griots don't have as much reach as social media. And as much as they would love to sit down and talk with a lot of these kids, a lot of them are already coming out the womb angry. That's the best way I could describe it, because between the person you see all the time as your authority figure.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Trauma's passed. That's what blew my mind. You can genetically pass
Inherit
down trauma.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I know this to be fact.
That's a real thing.
That's
I
insane.
actually inherit them. That's why I have a problem with authority. Like, most folks be like, what's your issue with authority? It's not the fact that you have power to speak your mind or authority to exert your will, but who's to say your will is stronger than my will? I don't care how old you are. See, my biggest thing growing up is the first time I let somebody bamboozle me, and it traumatized me in the sense.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it activated like an old trauma from
That wall is up.
from
From a whole ancestor that you
know what I'm
didn't.
saying?
Yeah, that shit
And
crazy.
it hit on the level to where I didn't
Damn.
care if you was my elder
Mhm.
or my age. When you come speak to me, you better give me respect, because don't expect me to sit here and do what you ask me to do when you come at me sideways.
Exactly.
It's like saying this. We at church, we all playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your folks come through and they get on my ass because I'm over here playing, but we all playing together.
Yeah.
My words exactly would be this. Don't come over here telling me shit when your kids over here playing with me. You better get on their ass too. If you can't correct them and me at the same time, don't say shit to me.
Yeah.
I'ma tell your mama. I tell her for you. Mama, come here. We over here playing and they over here trying to get on me because we playing, but they ain't said nothing to their own kids. And my mama just do this. Because she know once I get started, there is no stopping me. Because if I have a vindication of my willpower coming into play, and I know for a fact that I am accurate on the things that I'm saying, I'm not backing down from you.
Mm-hmm.
Even in prison. I don't care if you're the warden. I don't care if you're a lieutenant captain. I don't give a fuck about your rank. I don't care. If you wrong, you wrong. You go atone for being wrong in one form or fashion. I have been to lock up many, many of times, but I have always came out unscratched, untouched. I always go back to where I came. When you in classes and you in there, you get in trouble, you automatically kicked out of that class, not me. Why? Because every time something happened, I was always in the right. I'm always doing what I have to do for me. I mind my own. So when you disrespect me and you think I'm just going to allow you to disrespect me, I'm going to show you just how disrespectful I can be.
Yeah.
Not on the tip that I'm a disrespectful individual, but don't expect me to respect you when you can't even respect yourself enough to respect the man that look at you as an equal.
Thanks. 10 toes down. You gotta be. They respect you more when you stand up to them. Nobody,
That's the
nobody
thing, like-
respects a coward.
Nobody
that's the thing,
respect
like,
power, but they utilize
especially-
the fuck out of 'em.
Yeah.
Like what? Especially as black men, like sometimes they try to test us on purpose.
bruh.
On purpose. And I'd be like,
Low key, the story of my life.
Oh, bro.
Mm.
Because in the One Hair, we so cool, calm, and collective. They like, you're different. Anytime they say you're different, I ask, so what is the norm? If I'm so different, what is the norm then?
oh, what is your perception of the norm to be? Why is it a
Hood?
stereotype?
Because
Why?
I'm quiet, I'm
You know what I'm
basically
saying?
being tested and see how
Oh,
far
you
my
talk
temper
proper. You
can
don't
be
talk like
flared.
them. What do you mean I don't talk like
talk
them?
like you.
This is my only
just,
language. This is the only language we know.
See,
Like,
for me,
what?
the term wasn't different. It was you weird. You know my term. You know my response to that is, nigga, thank you.
Thank you.
I've been called weird my whole
I
damn
take
life,
that.
bro.
And they
What?
be like,
That's
you
a compliment.
Look, you cool being weird. That is the compliment. Weird is another word for unique, and I am a unique individual because nobody has the characteristic build up like me, but those who created me.
Yeah.
And
Bam.
if you not part of that, you can step aside and let me shine.
Bam.
You know
Just
what I'm
like
saying?
that.
And then
Just
they
like
look
that.
at me and be like, "You're crazy." No, I'm actually saying I'm not doing the same things over and over.
Expecting different
And
results.
then the sad part is when I was doing the same thing, expecting different results, they didn't know what I was doing, expecting results. They don't know what they could have called me crazy in. They just knew that they couldn't win an argument, so it made me crazy. They
Yeah.
knew that I just didn't expend myself as much, so it made me crazy. They knew if they came at me with conflict, I'm going to get angry, so it made me crazy.
You know what else I thought about?
What's up?
You're automatically considered crazy when they don't understand.
Of course, people
When they
feel
don't
what they don't
understand you,
understand.
when they don't, when they don't understand, oh, you're weird, you're crazy. No, you just don't understand.
It's a dismissive term
oh yeah,
because it's basically because it's
I'm not bad. I'm misunderstood.
That's
it's
all-
it's a short form of saying I don't want to understand you, so I'm gonna just call you crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, this is
a
my
cop out.
Hey.
It's a
yeah.
basic cop out.
Cop out. Yeah.
Yeah,
All day.
You know, Sheila Green hit on the head when he came out with that song. Does that make me crazy?
Oh man, but those words, but those are real words.
But he was dropping real
I remember
bars.
when-
Like if you
I
really
remember,
pay
I
attention to
remember.
the lyrics of what he was saying, he really dropping jewels. And then he was like, "But I guess that make me crazy, though, huh?"
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
You think you're in control?
you already know that when you speaking of stuff that people don't understand,
Well.
you automatically, oh, you're crazy. That's some weird stuff you into. No,
Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist.
that.
Everything is a
That
conspiracy.
right there, bro.
What?
That right there. That
What?
instantly sends me off the deep end. How am I conspiracy theorists? If this been proven what they was doing is really happening, am I the conspiracy theorist? It's facts. It's real.
That's why I said like
You should
everything
trust
is
your
conspiracy.
healthcare professionals.
Hell
No.
Why? Hell no.
Why?
For what?
They experimented with syphilis on my body. What the fuck? Why would I ever trust somebody?
Like facts, like that type shit. That's the shit that you have to think about.
Like what? This is
They-
the same government.
That's what
They
made
inject the virus into you.
that's
the
made
dead-
so many
the
black
dead
people
virus.
skeptical
Trust
of the
it.
vaccine.
Never had
Trust
flu
it.
until I got a flu shot. What the fuck?
And then they going on the cool. Didn't even really tell nobody. Oh yeah, we have something for zombies just in case it breaks out.
Why do they have bunkers underground for zombies? So what are y'all
For what?
putting in this stuff that's gonna cause us to go into this part of being a zombie? What is it?
What is it? And then backdoor and be like, yeah, we have to have a war on conspiracy theories. We don't need people thinking for themselves.
That's why they put you in school so they can teach you
Think.
what
We
you
talk-
need to.
Preschool
Yep.
to prison pipeline.
you
It is
were taught
designed
what to think,
to
not how to
control you.
Yep, 'cause most
It's
kids don't.
designed.
Hey, the things you learn when you experience it, right?
Yeah, literally, bro.
All day. But
Literally.
you gotta think about it.
It's
They don't
one
teach
thing.
you that.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's it. They don't teach you how to,
Think for yourself.
think for yourself.
They
Basically,
teach you
yeah.
what to think.
Yeah, because that's all school is. You regurgitating this information. Like a friend of mine, her aunt is like, she got all these PhDs and degrees, but dumb as rocks. Dumb as fuck.
My mother took
I ain't
great.
gonna lie, it be like that sometimes. It be those who have the intellect to go to school and do what they're told. When you actually give them you start dropping jewels, they just be looking at you like, I don't get it. What is there not to get? It's common sense.
My
Then you
mother
gotta
took
remember,
great.
common sense
My
ain't
mother
so
took
common.
great umbrage with me after I graduated from TSU, and I basically said college is useless. She looked at me like I just cursed her out, but I had to sit there and break it down. Cause for whatever reason, whenever I just have a thought come to my mind and it blurts out my face, I have to explain myself. I had to say it like this. If I went to school to finish a curriculum, tick off a bunch of boxes, all I did was just finish a task. I didn't necessarily accomplish something. I jumped over a rail. I jumped through hoops. I did the song and dance, and I proved myself.
Performing in the
You learned it.
When the rubber meets the road, I quickly realized that everything I learned with my communications degree, I was basically being taught how to decipher propaganda. And once I started to realize everything is propaganda, it didn't necessarily blow my mind. It began to frustrate me because it basically woke me up. The popular term now is it red pilled me, but
that's why
I remember I remember clearly in I want to say 2016. You remember Tony?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember when Trump finally announced his running and then it seemed like the entire world turned on him the moment he came down that golden staircase?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I found myself also on that train, but all it took was Tony asking me one question for me to go ahead and be like, let me get off this train. He asked me one thing. Where is your proof?
Make you
And it was such a simple question, but because of the conversation that had been going on, it made me shut up, and my brain was like, I'm glad you're using me again.
Woke you up.
It woke me up for the simple fact, it's like, wait, this person, this person, this person, this person, and this entire community love this man well before the media. The same thing that I'm studying right now that I also know has gatekeepers, has well funding, and basically is owned by certain groups to actually portray to us what they want us to believe, has now said bad.
Yep.
Why do I think he's bad? This man has never done anything to me, and a majority of what I know is being fed to me
by them.
Yeah.
So why am I on your team when your team was against me for so long before I was even a thought or a twinkle in my own father's eye?
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit?
They go back to that old saying, believe none of what you see and half of what you hear.
All day.
That and whoever controls entertainment and
The
information
music.
controls history.
Yep.
They control everything.
The winner rights history.
Is this a bad time to talk about the Jews? Oh, no, we're not going to do it. No.
To be honest with you,
That's a touchy subject.
It's become a touchy subject, but they also stuck their foot in the pie. It's like one of those things where you're chasing down your prey, but then you end up getting caught in your own bear trap.
Yeah.
In your efforts to shut one person up, you prove their point.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of you actually not going to battle somebody because they're pressing your buttons. Because whenever somebody says that you're not who you are and you answer the call to prove to them that it's who you are, you must be guilty of what the fuck they said you did. Because at the end of the day,
You don't have to prove.
You have to prove it.
and that was my thing.
Now people are finding out
Look,
that
you called me a bitch. We gotta fight. We gotta fight. But the thing is, back then, I didn't know how to take that. It's like I didn't like conflict. So anytime hey man, leave me alone. You push the issue, leave me alone. All right, there it is. We fighting. I'm tired of talking. I'm not staging shit. I'm just going smooth in your mouth. And then my mother was like, you need to stop starting fights. I'm not starting shit. They were fucking with me. Why you didn't tell the teacher? Do I look like a snitch? You know what I'm saying? She say, boy, you need to tell the teacher. You know what I started doing? Instead of telling the teacher, I just got loud. I let my energy rain. Hey, you got one more motherfucking time to say or do whatever the fuck you doing, and I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass. Nigga tried me. Next thing you know, we thumping in the classroom. We done turn this hoe into the Thunderdome. Thunder cookies for everybody.
Going down.
You know what I'm saying? So it got to the point to where my mom used to come to high school to deal with me because I'm fighting. She know already. We've been doing this shit for years. I'm not gonna start nothing because I'm not a problem starter. I'm a problem solver. I don't like conflict. So why the fuck would I start conflict with you knowing I don't like that shit?
Yeah.
I like to view myself as the lover boy. with a warrior mentality. I'm down for a good ride any day.
Even a rabbit will bite you back into a corner.
Facts. I'm down for a ride any day, but at the end of the day, I prefer peace. I prefer to give you love because I come in love and peace because I seek prosperity and abundance for me. So if I seek that for myself, I want that for the next motherfucker, right?
Right.
So if you force my hand, you forcing me to give you the opposite. We already know the outcome of that.
Yeah.
So, not like for real though. So to keep all that shit to a bare minimum, I come in respect, I come with positivity, and I literally do all my own research because at the end of the day, you would never know what you truly know until you start applying it.
Yeah.
True. Facts on that.
That is whole fact. I think like let's make it all. Let's bring it all together. Let's bring it all together.
Yeah. Be the connector.
Let's
Be the connector. So know thyself and apply it. And as Black people, we need to start applying this within our communities.
All day.
Know thyself, apply it. Pay attention to why in fuck they would trade Brittany Griner for an arms dealer.
Political power moves. That's
Political power moves.
That's really all
That's
it is. That's all it is.
it.
A power move.
It's so much bigger than what we see because they will never 100% give you the full frontal of what they're doing.
Of course.
There's so many hands divided up into this system of what they got going on. We got this and this. That's all y'all gonna see. The rest of that shit behind the smoke screen.
Yeah, it's like dangling a carrot in front of your face.
Yeah.
Carrot stick.
Be healthy. Be healthy. But at the same time, behind this stick, it's a wall, and everything that's coming from behind it is toxicity.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all listen to rock music, but it's bands out there that promotes this shit.
Yeah.
Like you got Rage Against the Machines. You got
Rage Against the Machine
So
went
Rage
woke.
Against the Machine.
They went woke.
you got Rise Against.
Rise
I
Against.
would listen to Rise
System of a
Against.
Down.
System
is a
of a
great
Down.
Even Linkin Park was woke.
Linkin Park.
So, conspiracy theory, real quick about Linkin Park. Just real quick. So,
killed him.
supposedly, Chester Bennington, his father ran his own type of MK Ultra thing, and the name, where it was called Linkin Park. They named that. They named the band that because of the experiences he would go through within that institution, and that shit was crazy. So some of the lyrics, because some of the it's a lot of suicidal lyrics. Crawling in my skin, these wounds I cannot heal.
Numb.
Fear is how I fall. What?
Boy,
Confusing what is real.
shit.
So think about it. If you listening to this at a young age like I
What?
was, it actually
What?
opened your perception on how you can actually change. Because even though you're going through this yourself, you're seeing it from somebody else's points of view.
Yeah.
So by you seeing it by somebody else's points of view, it gives you an idea how you can fix it. Because in a sense, if you listen to their music, they tell you the problem and they also give you solutions.
Learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
That's one thing my pops taught me. Say you want to stay out of trouble. Learn from other people's mistakes.
A fool learns his own lessons. A wise man learns from the fool.
Yep. My older brothers was always out there doing dumb stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, don't do that. Oh yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I see the results of what's going to happen when they do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that stupid shit. No, I'm good.
Majority, well, not the majority, but a lot of going back to bands and stuff, like a lot of them died in the 80s. A lot of them overdosed. They took pills. They were drunk themselves under the table. All of that. But when you listen to the music of what they were saying, it was just like, damn.
What
did
were
they
you
see?
seeing?
What
yeah,
was
what
really
was
going
the-
on for you to say,
Write these lyrics.
You
Listen to Iron Maiden.
Hello, hello. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
Soundgarden, they tell you about the Black Hole Sun.
Black hole sun.
Pink Floyd, as psychedelic as they are, just another brick in the wall.
Wavering. What?
Dark Side of the Moon, all that other good stuff.
Even Blue
They
Oyster
told you
Cult.
everything, but they
gotta
couldn't tell you, hey, look,
Got to
they're
be
fucking
this-
up. No, they're fucking up.
Yeah. What
They're
behind the beat?
fucking up.
Behind the beat. It's like, yep.
Even
Wait a minute, what are you saying?
even Led Zeppelin took you there.
Yeah,
That way to heaven.
yeah.
Then you can't forget about Black Sabbath because they had a lot of political truths too. You got
Mm-hmm.
the War Pig, Iron Man. All those are political lyrics.
Easy way to get the information out there. Put it in music.
Some bands even started to snitch on the music industry, and then after that, it's just like their so-called album qualities would just go down because
It's trash.
I found myself listening to AC/DC the other day, and I actually listened to Highway to Hell, and I was like,
They really was on one, huh?
yeah.
Boy.
My favorite song by them is Hell Bells because if you get the message, they put you in a military mindset. I had to attain me, and they tell you, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Hell's bells.
Yeah.
Like
Boy, that
the
shit
day
crazy.
is upon you. You finna answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Judgment day is on. It's here. That
It's
type
here.
shit.
Type shit.
Key
It's
thing
already
is you
here.
got to be listening. You got to be able to
But that's
decipher.
the thing, though.
You
Like,
got to be able to decipher the lyrics. A lot of people can hear the lyrics
yeah.
and don't like. What are they talking like? Like me, I'm breaking everything down. As people talk, I'm imagining it in my mind. As I'm listening to music, I'm breaking it
They
down.
come from listening to lyricists.
Yeah. I'm
If you into lyricists, you into poetry.
Oh.
That means you pick words apart because you actually studied the art of words. Meaning you will look at the words, you will see the origin of the word where it comes from, and then when you put it in a different context, it makes you wonder why it's in this context.
Why did he use? What was his reason for putting this word here? You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. One thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard.
Yeah, but they
you try.
killed him, bro.
Keep that
He
in
got
mind.
he.
Like, what?
When you get the exposing, that's one thing
Like-
about the
like
industry. You
truth be told.
expose, game over.
If
That's
you
why I'm kinda
wanna get
surprised.
heavy into lyricism when it comes to rock bands that was actually exposing politicals back in our era, new metal status is System of a Down. Everything they talk about is political from bomb.
Everything.
Look, BYOB.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Why? Dude, they always send the poor. Why?
Yeah. then on top of
What?
that, you got needles. I'm sitting in my room with
Mhm.
needles in my hands.
Yeah.
Listen to the tune of some old dying man.
Yeah.
They put it out there for you. You got needles. Why? IV.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Then you also have Chop Suey. But fuck
Wake up.
all that. The
Brother
prison
Pusha put a
song.
little makeup.
The prison song. I remember that song got me in a lot of trouble.
Dun,
Because
dun,
I walked
dun,
around with
dun, dun,
studio
dun,
headsets
dun,
in high
dun,
school,
dun,
right?
dun, dun, dun,
When I
dun.
say the motherfuckers get loud, they had me sitting in the front. I had that whole thumping. You heard my shit all through the auditorium. They're gonna build a prison. They're gonna build a prison for you and me to live in.
Yeah.
Another prison system. Another prison system.
And guess what? We got how
And
many
I end
schools
up
we got?
going.
How many schools we got versus how many prisons we got?
We got more prisons.
If you knew the
than
truth, it'd be amazing. It'd fuck you up.
But which
We
one
got
makes more money?
We got more prisons and schools than we have universities.
Ain't that
Yeah.
something? Which one makes more money?
The prison system, of course.
That's
They're about
crap.
to build a prison. They're about to build a prison.
That's why a lot of
Like,
people, when they
what?
come to America, they be like, "Oh yeah, man, when we get to America," I'm like, "Yeah, don't. It ain't
Don't
like
start
that.
drinking this
It
Kool-Aid.
ain't like that, player."
Yeah,
ain't like that.
it's
Dads
not
keep their
next up,
sons
son.
out of prisons, and dads keep their daughters off the pole.
Yeah, yeah. Good luck
Uh,
with that. Yeah,
ah.
only fans that took over the world, bro.
I ain't
Oh,
gonna
not the
cap.
OnlyFans.
I ain't gonna cap. You know, at first it was cool because OnlyFans wasn't just for
Yeah.
For
pornography.
fucking, yeah.
It was actually for you to build your brand and actually put it out there.
It was
for
supposed to
people
be another
follow you.
form of Patreon,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it
Literally.
got perverted because it was the simplest platform to use.
Ooh, and them females burning it up, bro. I was looking at I read an article about this 13-year-old boy. His mom doing OnlyFans, and his friends had access to his mom's OnlyFans.
Were we talking about that?
We
shit?
talked
like,
about this a
bruh.
couple months ago.
Bruh.
And the thing about it was,
That's
I
nothing
hated
like
that I gave such a morbid prediction to it, but I said he only has 3 paths. He runs away, creates a different identity, he bears the brunt of it and becomes an active shooter, or B, he just deletes himself.
Yeah, he kills himself.
That shit's crazy though, man. Like, like even the parents these days don't even respect themselves no more. Like, we used to have the
Babies
for sex.
making babies.
You have to search for sex. Now the chicks these days with no problem. I'm like, damn. is
When it
that
was
easy
just
now?
in print form, you had to jump through hoops just
to
to
get
get
a
it.
piece.
Now that it's on Wi-Fi,
Oh man.
What? Gone are I feel like because there's no shame in it no more. Because we all know Bissonette.
Yeah.
But you know,
Bissonette, you, I see you.
Yeah. They shame
On
the prostitute.
OnlyFans, you can hide a little
I
bit.
want to say this happened around the time the pandemic happened. They basically made it not illegal to sell yourself, but they made it more illegal to purchase someone.
That's prostitution online, my guy.
it's the same thing.
That's
It's
all-
the
that's
same
all only-
shit.
That's all only
See, yeah.
if somebody
No,
getting
no,
off to
no.
you sexually
That was a
and with
law
money,
that came about in Houston.
Yeah.
So you alleviated the pressure of being the saleswoman, but you upped the pressure of being the purchaser.
The consumer.
You
so the consumer
The
gonna get
shame
in.
went away.
So the buyer gonna get in trouble, right?
and the
You buying
seller,
cat, you're going to jail. You selling? you
Oh,
okay?
so in other words, I need to go to her OnlyFans and send my money to her that way, and then we just link up and act like we going out on a date. We really just fucking.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
It's a loophole.
Welcome to the world.
See, look, this is the catch though. We have so many contradictory things going on. You want me to feel like this and do that, but at the same time, it's still an open avenue.
All day.
It's still open avenue. Like, who did I have this conversation with? I had this conversation with one of my brothers, and the conversation was this. If you meet a girl and y'all just fuck for the first time, that's considered prostitution if you gave her money for sex. But if you take her on dates, it does not.
And spend money.
Yeah.
And she give you sex.
It's consensual. But it's the same shit. I don't necessarily have to give you money in order for me to give you something in return for your energy. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, we exchanging energies. And when we come together on that level, that's really something sacred. That's how we procreate.
That's how we bring each other in here.
So if you putting a price on somebody else's value by what they're willing to take from me, so you telling me buying her McDonald's and fucking her down as a date? I don't see it that way. Yeah. But I bought her some food. So in a sense, is that prostitution?
Because in the sex after.
Because at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Yeah. Regardless of what you do, anything can be reciprocated for anything. Yep. So when you sit here and you tell me stuff like this shit mad confusing to me. Like, I do all this time in prison and you telling me that if I just give a chick some money and end up fucking her and we ain't never been on a date, I just paid for some pussy.
Basically.
Because
look at it like this. You gave a cash exchange. You know, that's how they look at it. Oh, if you took her out on a date first and she decided to give you sex after that, cool. But if you gave her cash and she opened them legs, you're paying for pussy.
Yeah, because they can't tax it.
It's the same.
They can't tax it. And here's the thing. Watch this. So in other countries, they have brothels. Mm-hmm. This is just known. Red light districts, whatever. All of these are established businesses that pay taxes to the government.
That's all it is.
That's it.
I think if they could have taxed crack would have been legal as hell. If they had actual dealer crack, because like anything that the government can get money off of,
they gonna get
fine. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, you a junkie? We got a rehab for that. Oh, we got something you can take after that. But other than that, as long as they can tax it, it's fine. Yeah. Oh, you doing it illegally? We can't get none of your cut? Nah, you can't do that. We need some of that.
But that's why OnlyFans is that loophole. Because it's the bridge. Because we gonna get our money. Government, we gonna get our money, but we gonna let you keep throwing your pussy. It's fine. Yep. As long as I get my cut, I don't give a fuck. Do what you want.
It was wild.
Throw your coochie everywhere.
Idiocracy becomes more and more real as the days go by.
No.
They have no shame, bro.
Have you seen Idiocracy?
Oh, the movie? No, I have not seen it.
Okay. There was a scene in Idiocracy. Maya Rudolph and is it Will Arnett or is it the other? Anyway. Maya Rudolph's character basically is approached by basically a simpleton of a guy because sex was transactional in that time period. Dude basically was so dumb that she basically took his money and ran. When I apply that to white now, we have the epidemic of simps who are being sold a falsehood, not touching nothing at all, but
buying
just
the shit out of
throwing money.
Yeah.
Fistfuls of it, giving away your hard-earned money just for a peek at something that if you just worked on communication,
you can get it and go home with you.
You could have got it for free.
Facts.
And that's what be pissing me off, bro.
Simps ruin the world, bro.
And it's crazy because, like, say she's dating, say I'm her boyfriend, right? I'm doing all this. She might go give him some pussy just because.
He ain't got to pay.
And he ain't had to do shit for it.
You was just
then she gonna come to you and try to get some food money off of you, get some gas money off of you, then come back to me and I'm, hey babe.
Nah.
Like what?
You are the simp, my guy.
What?
You are officially the simp.
No, not even that. You're the sponsor.
Yeah. you ain't getting no butt, but I'm gonna get that wallet though.
You're the sponsor.
You're a sponsor.
You're not providing anything but house and home and emotional support, but she's going to go get everything else from other people.
Oh man.
That's terrible. It's just
because there's no shame.
Yeah.
They don't have to walk the streets no more. If I shit you not, if OnlyFans went down today, like
here
if they just
cut the streets.
Yeah.
If they cut it off today and they had to go on that fucking corner, half of them wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then the other half that do it would be crying while they out there.
And it's crazy because usually you would have to do a lot for a female to get naked. All you do is go on Facebook. I've seen so much ass and titties on Facebook for females
thirst
I went to
traps.
school with. And I'm like, damn, I went to school with you. Damn.
I ain't gonna catch that low keep you had me like, damn. I would never thought in a million years you out of all people be doing this.
But it shows the respect for themselves.
you. Like,
It
I know
hurt.
you
Boy,
know
that
me.
shit be hurting
You
me.
shot me down for disrespect. Now you disrespecting yourself.
Facts.
And that's the conundrum of thought. That's the
But long,
cognitive.
but
That's
long
the
as
cognitive dissonance right
long as
there.
they do it to themselves, it's okay. You can't do it to her. You making me look like a bad
So-
person, but I'm gonna do it to myself, and it's okay.
So you can call yourself a bitch.
A bitch, but I can't. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna call it as it is.
yeah, makes sense to that one.
Cause I'm like this. I don't disrespect women. But if you call yourself a bitch and you carry yourself as one, I'm gonna take it either two ways. You either a gang member or you're a fucking bitch. It's just whatever.
If
you
it
want
walk
to be.
like a duck, talk
Or
like a duck.
If you tell me you don't have hoish tendencies, but when I see you, that's all you promote.
Yep.
How can I respect you as
You
somebody
can't.
who's gonna sit down and actually?
You can, bro.
If all I see on your Instagram page is lemonade,
Don't be mad
Don't
when
get-
I come looking for a glass.
if I DM you talking about you got something to drink, oh nah, bro, this ain't no page for nothing to Nigga, you promote lemonade on the page.
Ass and titties everywhere. I'm not a
Ass,
I'm not a thot,
titties, mouth,
but I can see all this.
I
for
think
free
that's
on
exactly-
your page.
That's exactly why they say Instagram is the #1 dating app.
Because it is, bro.
Oh, I
They-
never looked
I'ma
at it
show you
as-
all-
as a dating app. I look at it.
It is. It
I
is.
look at it as a business.
How about, I'm gonna put to you like this.
It has multiple sources of income. I'll put it like that.
You can go on Instagram right now. Go on any blue check page. It's going you're gonna see a shop bar, you're gonna see a follow bar, and you're gonna see a subscribe bar.
You might see a link tree.
And a link
You
tree.
see the link tree. See, majority of the time when I
Hubster,
actually see
all
Hubs,
that,
all that.
I
Hey,
actually-
somebody getting paid.
I actually come
What?
through and I be finding actual business people.
Yeah.
Is even though I do have variety, majority of the time when I see it, it's always business oriented people outside of that.
Mhm.
So it always put me in good standards to know that I'm actually seeking what I want like to be, an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just because I'm an entrepreneur does not mean that does not discount that as well. Because in a sense, that's what that is.
Yeah.
You're just taking the easy way out of it. Instead of building your skill, you just devalue yourself.
Yeah. And it's just
It's fucked up. But
Good luck trying
very
to explain
fucked
it to 'em.
up, man.
And when you say something about it, they have a whole problem with it.
It's a fight.
Like we said earlier, my masculinity is not toxic.
How
Where the fuck did y'all get that
make
from?
sense of it? So a
Make
man's
it-
supposed to be
That
feminine?
term was made by two homosexual Frenchmen.
Oh wow.
See,
So
They literally got together and wrote a book about it.
please, but
Two gay men. No disrespect to the LGBT.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah, you got to be careful with that.
yeah. You got to be
You would get
careful.
Counseled, my
They
guy.
came together and they said, "Well, what's everything wrong about us men?" And they listed every little thing. They published it.
that's confusing to me. I'm confused.
So am I not supposed to be a
No,
man?
it's lit, bro. It's not meant for you to understand because we're not in that lifestyle. We're not in that
the
frame.
emotional spectrum
Let me
of
make
thinking.
you make sense of why it's confusing.
What's up? Talk to me.
It's not confusing for men to sit down and actually come through and write down traits about ourselves that we can better.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it toxicity. I call it things we need to heal,
Yeah.
Yes.
first and foremost. And two, how the hell I'm gonna sit down and write anything like that if I'm actually interested in my own gender?
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? It makes it draws a line to where you can't not really just pinpoint the truth of what we need to heal because you looking at it in a relationship type of way.
Mhm.
So in an intimate manner amongst each other.
Mhm.
I'm not intimate with men. I sit down and I congregate with men. I actually build with men, but I do not get intimate with men.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for me to understand it.
I'm gonna try to modernize it.
Oh, go ahead.
Please.
It's the same way that the all-female version of Ghostbusters failed.
I have never seen it.
I'm glad you didn't.
Well,
Let me explain to you why I say
Hold on,
that.
before you get started, I gotta say
Wow.
this. You know I'm a big movie connoisseur, but I'm also big on classics. If you remake a
It's
classic,
got to be good.
I'm not
That hoe gotta
watching
be
it
fire.
unless I know for a fact you did not copy it directly.
Yeah.
Now,
It's got to be better.
here's why it failed. And this is probably the simplest way I could describe it. That version of Ghostbusters is how women saw Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Not a.
My recollection of Ghostbusters 1, 2, and Afterlife is that these are a bunch of nerdy dudes who have specialized fields and things, but they all believe that ghosts are real.
Which they are.
The entire movie wasn't necessarily the hero's journey, but more of the, I'm going to prove to you that I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
And because it was that and they were competent in their field, that's what men got out of it.
As scientists, yeah.
We are of an obscure knowledge, and because other people don't believe us, we are the only ones who can answer the call when things hit the fan. So you still get your hero's journey.
Yeah, in a sense, that's what it is, your purpose.
But because women saw Ghostbusters as just a goofy comedy, that's exactly what that version of that movie came out to be.
Nah, that for me, I can see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
So
I can see that.
So when people say the term toxic masculinity, all I see it as, this is what women see men as. You don't want to understand. You're only understanding it through your own limited frame.
Yeah, you got a point, because at the same time, when they
I like that one.
Cause look, when they go for advice,
Good job, Nick. Good job.
Hey, I'm glad I can get you in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's like when they actually go through and look for advice, they don't come to masculine men. They turn to their friends that are in the LGBTQ community.
Echo chamber.
Am I saying that right? I don't know.
It's
No, you're saying it right.
LGBTQ plus AI.
I don't know how to say
They
it.
added some.
And I'm not trying to offend anybody.
No offense.
You know what I'm saying?
No offense at all.
I know.
I'm not trying to offend nobody. It's just me being in prison, me not really just caring about people's genders and what they actually prefer. It never really bothered me to really just call out the whole, because I really don't know what half that shit mean, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean,
You
here's
don't
the
have
thing.
to spell it out for me.
You
It
have
started
too much
off-
stuff on your own mind to be worried about what other people are doing.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah, really though,
Exactly.
because they
That's
started
when
with
it
the
comes to-
Pink Panthers, which was a coalition off of the Black Panthers, which was also a thing that, because what they did was every time black people do some shit, the LGBTQ is right behind it.
Hey,
And that's been going off
Ride
since
that
like the
wave.
50s, 60s.
Ride
Hey, but you know
So-
the sad part about it, me being a street advocate, all different symbolisms hit different with different people. So if you say Pink Panther, I think of Imperial Gangster. So continue.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of time, well, basically every time, because it happened in the 60s, it also happened in the 70s, and then it's been happening recently too. But like, a lot of times their movement overshadows ours.
Yeah.
Or they'll use their movement to it's like with Black Lives Matter.
They use it.
They used all of that money to go buy LGBTQ shelters
Buy large mansions.
and
Stepping
buy
stone.
large mansions. They didn't give literally any of that money back into black communities. And they raised like, how much did they raise?
They raised like close to $100 million.
$100 million.
So where did their money go?
It went to all LGBTQ shit.
So they use that as a stepping stone.
The Coolers family basically made a family trust. She gave money to her brother for security. She gave money to her baby daddy, which I'm not surprised at this point, because I even posted it in my close friends. It's mighty odd that all these young women that claim they love girls are getting pregnant.
Out here sneak dicking. We know you.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna put a pause in that. Cause what I've learned just in my life and what I've seen on social media and what I've seen from other friends, a lot. I wouldn't say a lot. I would say like 50% of the women who claim to be studs, quote unquote dykes, a lot of them really ain't that.
No.
They just never really had male interaction.
They're just tomboys who never learned how to be feminine.
Yeah, because if you still receiving
Bro.
penis, yeah.
Yeah.
You
They be
still
out here sneak dicking.
Like,
And you know who you are. You can't be out here, but then want to claim to be hard. I'm a man without being a man. I'm this masculine thing, but like,
you can never be.
you can never be
You
me.
can never be that. And like, I thought about what you said earlier about the two dudes who wrote the book.
Yeah.
They were writing from a feminine standpoint.
They're
not
were.
masculine, so they're
get
they're in
that.
their feminine energy. So how can you write that about being masculine? You know, you're not even in your masculine energy.
At all.
Now you see what I'm talking about. That's where the confusion come in. How can I sit here and acknowledge it?
Can't. It's not coming from a masculine standpoint. So
Good.
why would I want to acknowledge that? It's no benefit to me.
And then not
Definitely.
only that, now they're promoting it. Now it's in the ether. Now everything I do
ether.
naturally as a man is toxic.
How?
How does that even make sense?
Because it's a
Ah, carrot. Oh, you
Okay.
walk a certain way. Oh, yeah, we can't. You can't walk like that, bro. It's too
Because-
masculine.
Oh.
Oh, you can't talk like that, bro. That's too
Oh, so
masculine.
I gotta walk like Ronald, Hot Boy Ronald. I gotta get the hit and the dance.
Yeah, like.
I gotta.
Because
I gotta
most
put on
men
a show.
leave-
And again, but this is no disrespect to any LGBTQ plus members. This is just an observation from life experiences.
Yeah. Make sure you state
Continue.
that.
Yeah, I have to, because boy.
because most masculine men lead revolutions against tyranny. If you have no incentive to protect something that you built, well, yes. If you have no incentive to protect something that is not even necessarily looking out for you, people who rule over you can just run amok because why fight against it? You're already not looking out for me.
Exactly.
They're already having a tough time recruiting people into the military. They're already having a tough time recruiting people into police forces. They're already having a tough time recruiting first responders. They're already having a tough time trying to get young men to even date.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's another scary
Facts.
thing, the dating
Facts.
scene.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If
Because-
you're if
go ahead.
young men don't even see the gold at the end of the tunnel
Yeah.
for what they want out of life,
What's the point?
what
of
makes
doing
you
it?
think they're going to interact?
They're not.
The one population that always suffers when men don't fight is women and children.
Yeah.
So when you
Exactly.
just have them, just putting it plain and simple, when you have women running amok with no responsibility being put upon them, but all the responsibility is being put on somebody, even if we have no hand in it whatsoever.
We got to catch the blame.
We catch the blame.
We
all
catch
the
an L
time.
for
It's
it.
the men.
And I always make this joke whenever I see reactionary videos of women blaming men. I always say it's always Jermaine's fault. But unfortunately, that actually refers to a situation of a woman in New Orleans who basically killed both of her children, but
Oh,
blamed
yeah,
her baby daddy.
Yeah, I remember that because he was taking them away.
I don't know if the young if
He
his
was taking
son-
them away. He was getting custody of them, and so that's your reason to kill your children.
And instead of just
Boy,
letting
that shit was
things take
wild,
course,
bro.
she ended up
Jesus
killing her daughter. And I
Christ.
think
One
his
of 'em-
son is still in critical
Yeah, one of
condition.
'em
I
are.
don't know the update upon it. I always say I'm going to check upon it, but it just
It's just crazy.
puts me in a
man.
dark headspace,
Yeah.
so I don't look at it. But the main things that she was saying, I believe it was either in the 911 call or just to so-called absolve herself. It's all Jermaine's fault.
How?
How?
How is it this man's fault?
Now you see why I say we must heal ourselves in order to
Facts.
help the next person.
You have-
Because if we steady casting the blame on somebody else for our own
You,
fucked
you,
up habits,
you.
we not looking in the mirror. See, that shit low key just pissed me off because I know what it's like to be in a predicament to be left alone. Not saying that I was always by myself, but I felt like an outcast majority of my life, and I'm fine thriving on my own because of it.
But look, that's all I'm about to tell you. Look how strong you became.
I became
from
fucking
by
resilient.
yourself.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
It takes
Mhm.
that.
So for me to know exactly where I stand and then hear shit like this shit bothers me because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, how the fuck I'm supposed to help the next person if I don't take the time to fix myself? So
Exactly.
So how the hell I'm gonna hop in a relationship or even have a goal
That's the
if I have
worst.
not took the time to heal myself?
That's why relationships don't work, guys.
Like
Too many
prime
unhealed
example.
people.
Like prime example, when we were younger and we were in high school, we get in relationships, we break up, we make up, we break up, we make up, we cheating on each other. I'm fucking your friend, you fucking my friends. We fighting each other because of it, but we get back together, and the next thing I do is fuck your sister, some shit like that.
Oh,
That is
Jesus.
not healthy.
I
Because
don't know. Toxic.
I'm being,
Now that's toxic.
Look, yeah, that's toxic. That's very true. But this is what we teaching our children with
Yeah.
the bullshit that we do every day.
Yeah.
Think about it.
They're
when
watching.
you actually have a child with somebody and y'all do not work and y'all don't have a healthy relationship for that child.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all fighting in front of this child.
They watching.
Y'all doing everything. Understand, them children are watching. Because I can sit and tell you all my experiences. I didn't forget shit.
Yeah.
That shit molded me to be the way that I am.
But
And I had to literally go back and heal myself from some of that shit.
self-healing
Because
is everything, man.
at the end of the day, when you pay attention to what's going on around you, you might not speak on it every day, all the time, but it plays a major, major role in how you handle people.
Hell
That's one of the main reasons I had an issue with conflict, because I watched conflict between my families. I seen what it was to be a child watching my grandfather, my father being in prison and the relationships they had with their wives. I have sat down and I watched how it affects the next child when they are missing a parent. I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
I've seen it in schools. We do our best to actually do what we're told to do, but the teacher can't reach you on that level. You seem to excel in your own way of thinking, so the work is too easy, so you get in trouble because you can't shut the fuck up. You're a goof troop. You play too much. Now, your mama up there getting on your ass because you standing in the corner and she really was coming up there to take you somewhere special because your grades all good, you've been doing good. Now you can't even do that because
Can't even do it.
you forced yourself out of it. You playing Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! In the class and the teacher took all your cards and you fucked up by it because you just stole those cards from the goddamn store because nobody can afford them for you. you had to make a way for yourself because shit, you didn't really have it like that.
Deep.
So
Yeah.
so when it come down to it, we teach these traumas to our children and our little cousins and everybody around us because
Pass
we
them
don't
down.
take the time to heal our fucking selves.
Yeah.
So when I hear about women and niggas killing their kids and blaming it on somebody else,
Bruh.
you better be glad I'm not the one judging you. You better be glad I am not your maker. Because if I was,
You
whew,
done.
Taking you out the game. I'm taking you out the game. And it's kind of crazy that y'all brought that up because there was this one woman, she took her and her child and they jumped off a building.
Damn.
And I think it wasn't P. Diddy's, I think it was his ex-wife. It was some famous nigga's wife.
Yeah.
He had got custody of the child. So she took said child and they jumped off a building.
Man, that's similar to that story that I seen. It was overseas where she couldn't support her and her child, so her and her child jumped in front of the train. But she could.
I seen that the other day.
What the?
That shit wild, bro.
Bruh.
That shit is
Like,
wild.
man, look, if you want to take yourself out, go for it. I'm not advocating that for anybody, but don't take that innocent child out.
hey man, you know what I was
Don't
thinking
do
about
that.
when I was in the shower. You know, when we younger, we heard this. We all heard this one point in our life. I brought you in this world. I can take
I
you
can
out.
take you out.
That's some scary
Let
words
me,
here, bro.
let me tell you the mindset that I had growing up. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I didn't ask to be here.
Nope.
So if you think you gonna take me out after you brought me here, it's a fight on your fucking hands. I don't care who you are. Because at the end of the day, I didn't want to be here because I didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
But since I'm here, you gotta adhere to the will of me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gotta
So,
take care of me.
so
Brought
with
me
that
up.
being said, give that child a chance to speak their fucking mind. Do not cut them off because you have authority because of age, because age is nothing.
Nothing.
Them children still teach you
Yep.
how to resonate and be who you are. I done had a lot of healing coming in from dealing with children.
Man.
Like I don't mind spending time with kids because kids
Pure-hearted.
say
They're
the
pure-hearted.
darndest things, and when they
Pure-hearted,
speak to
man.
you, it'll open you up to make you real reciprocal because they say certain things that catch your attention.
They
Like I
speak the
can,
truth though. Children
Kids
speak
is
the truth.
brutal.
Bruh. Yeah, bruh.
Kids will tell you about yourself
brutal,
quick.
honest truth, and it just brings smile to my face to hear them speak the way they speak because it reminds me of myself at that age.
Mhm.
It's an innocence about them that you cannot phantom or shake because at the end of the day, they still pure. Now, where they get corrupt is watching us, learning
Yeah.
from
We
us.
corrupt them.
Yeah.
We corrupt them.
That's it.
And then
They
and you
don't
can bring
allow
it to like
children to be children,
No, not at all.
especially in these
No, not
school
these
districts.
times. Not
They have to
these
grow
times.
up. They have to grow up twice as fast as we did, and we grew up fast.
and that's the crazy thing about it, cause like they have this. We didn't grow
I
up with
was
this.
just about to say that. If you
We
ever
didn't
go to
grow
the
up with
park,
this.
Look at the
Hey.
park.
Oh my God.
Every child is doing this.
Hey, believe it or
Not even playing. And they be fucking with me sometimes because I was like, when I was coming up, you had to go outside and play.
Automatically.
Hey,
Yeah, you have video
be home,
games.
Look, be home by the street lights.
Nigga, what?
Mama don't know where you at. You at this girl house. You supposed to be playing ball with the boys.
Give you some knuck over there.
Snuck nut.
And sometimes it ain't even that. You probably just over there playing the game because she got games you ain't got.
For real.
Nigga,
Some
what?
Her family well off. So
Shit, she can cook. You ain't never
Yeah.
met a chick that can cook at a young age. Oh shit.
parents taught. It was what? Taught in the household.
See,
But that's where it
the thing
begins.
is,
Yeah.
it started us out to where we knew how to be social
Yeah.
because we was always out and about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kids these days,
On
they
their
can
phone.
text.
That's
Boy, they can
it.
text a
Look,
whole
look.
when they in public.
This is the first phone that I've ever bought, and it's the only phone I actually managed to build on.
Yeah.
I have never owned a phone until I came home.
Yeah.
Every phone I had before then, somebody else was paying the bill.
Yeah.
Why? Because I had it that way. Not saying that I'm spoiling that light. Conversation rule the nation.
Yeah.
I can't afford this phone bill. I'm finna get rid of it. I pay your phone bill. You ain't gonna pay my phone bill. I'm thinking my phone off and my phone rings.
Steady moving.
Hello? Hey, how you talking to me? My phone supposed to be off. I just paid your phone bill. I didn't ask you your information for nothing. Oh, well, shit, if we rocking like that, shit, I guess I got a phone. But actually buying a phone and actually owning a phone, this is my first phone.
Damn.
Nigga,
Shit
my
crazy,
house phone
bro.
was the shit, nigga. My house phone was the cell phone.
What?
Nigga, my house phone, nigga, we could record the conversations. We had ringtones. Like I used to customize the ringtones. When people call, I had different ringtones for different people. I knew who was calling by what I heard.
Same here.
If it was general, you heard me. And I was freestyling to that Maya and Jay-Z. Should I stay or should I go?
Yeah.
And that hoe come on. I tell host to eat a motherfucking dick. Get the block up watching Lilo and Stitch on TV. I was young. I didn't care about nothing. I just knew how to rhyme. So shit, we used to rhyme. We used to go back and then it got sharper because we started holding conversation with it.
Man.
You know how that goes.
Another thing I had to give kudos.
Damn.
Another thing that I feel in my heart that would help out in the black community since we was on that subject. Like I gotta give thanks to my wife because when I met her, you know, she always spoke about getting therapy. And you know, the black community, when you speak about therapy, I ain't
It's
crazy.
automatically shut
I ain't
off.
crazy.
That shit
I ain't
is
crazy.
shut
And
down quick.
I felt like that. Like, no lie. I'm like, nah, nigga, I had a good childhood. I don't need no therapy. Not knowing I had so much on my soul. You know what I'm saying? When that therapist sat me down to talking, I'm like, oh my God, I got a lot of shit going on in my head. But by her doing it and me also doing it, man, that cleared the slate for so many beautiful things to
brought
come
you
out.
peace.
Bro, and ever
Yeah,
since then, I
we're
told
almost done,
anybody. That's why I say she got the ring on her finger because no other woman I've ever been with told me to seek therapy. They only helped to put
Push
me
you
deeper
there.
into
Yeah.
that hole. But she like, you need to get out that hole. Something's wrong, you know? And I'm like, I'm good. But man, after that therapy, I'm like, bro, everybody, I don't give a fuck who you are. Everybody needs to at least seek some kind of therapy because you never truly know what's going on. How much stuff you really feel like you're holding on your soul? Like, really think about that.
Yeah,
How
it
much-
could be a lot.
Big bag
So-
of rocks.
You gotta expel that. You gotta get it off you.
We hate to
And
Most
it's
people don't know how.
yeah,
We
we
gonna
hate to
let-
cut it off short, but
That's gonna be a
We
great.
all-
we're gonna
statement right there.
final thoughts. Anybody?
Go get therapy. Be
Oh,
aware
oh.
of your surroundings.
All day.
Understand that discipline is needed, no matter if you are male and or female.
Mm-hmm.
We touched on lightly just sprinkles of it of the actual meaningfulness of having a male in the household.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, I think what we can pull out of this conversation is work on yourself.
Work on yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
self-love is the best
Self-love.
love.
All day.
Because at the end of the day, self-love brings you gratification and gratitude. And by you having gratitude, it brings you the mental fortitude to do what you need to do for self.
Facts.
By you doing what you need to do for self, it opens you up to help the next.
Yeah. How can you love anybody else
If you
can't
don't love yourself.
How
And,
does
and
that
that's
work?
the biggest.
How does
That's the
that
biggest
work?
thing I'm pushing.
Yeah.
All right,
You know what I'm
guys.
saying?
This has been Space City Renegades. We've got another episode for y'all coming up. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow Sage the Great. We got our friend. What's your name again?
Jason.
Shout out to Jason for joining us today. This has been Space City Renegades. We outie.
Peace.
Deuces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the question I want to ask you, Rob.
That's right.
Back to your house?